football, whatever you want to call it, depending on what rules you're playing by. It is such a brutal game. There is not much underneath that thin layer of rug. So you always need to have a second quarterback ready to go, because the last thing you want to do is be in the championship game. Your main guy, for whatever reason, no matter how tough he is, goes down, and you've got someone with no timing for receivers. You might be throwing a receiver back there. The luxury of having two quarterbacks ready to go is such a great luxury to have. In the attack, I have a pair of good ones in McMullen and Kent.
All right, Gary B. for the O'Fallon Community News is up here in the booth. Gary's a regular. Has been
a legend
doing arena football here for years and years here in the St. Louis area, not only at the Family Arena, but at the old Savannah Center and Scott Trade. Gary, what's going on in the O'Fallon News community?
Well, first of all, you're talking about the Scott Trade Center. You and I naturally broadcast there when the game was. They scored over 100 points, so that was a lot of fun there. But not a lot happening. Naturally, the big thing is coming up on the 14th of June when they have the X Bowl here, right at the Family Arena. So really looking forward to having that when that comes along. Tonight, a lot of things happening naturally in O'Fallon, Missouri. The River City Rascals are starting here this evening.
Yeah, I understand
At
the
home.
Gateway Grizzlies are in town. So
yep, they're at
a
home.
lot of great action going on here.
A lot of stuff in the St. Charles County area here, so naturally go to the community news and turn to page 10 and read my article. I always put Mr. Todd and Mr. David's name in there and say to listen tight.
And don't forget about Scotty Boom Boom.
No, he always forgets about Boom Boom.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't put his picture in the paper.
Well, that was on purpose. I do have a face for radio now. Let's get realistic.
I don't know. Back in your rock star days.
All right, I promise next time, Scotty, you will be there. You will be there, Boom Boom.
No, I'm excited about the Rascals starting tonight. We had great numbers come from their first week of play starting last Friday on Talk STL. They have their own channel now with the broadcast, and Jordan Shaheen does the play-by-play over there. He's doing a great job. Really happy to be affiliated with that team as well. Looks like it's going to be a great season for him so far, and it's exciting to have him on board.
It's very exciting with TalkSTL.com doing simultaneous broadcasts. We've got the attack going on here, and we'll have the Rascals going on.
They're
so
on
how
now.
Does that work? So they're on right
There's
now.
a separate channel. When you go to TalkSTL.com and you hit the Listen Live button, it'll give you the option of Talk STL video and audio, plus the River City Rascals audio. We have not worked in the thing where they're getting video just yet, but I have it worked out to where both feeds are separate, so they get their own little channel to do what they need to do with it.
All right, so that's going to work out just perfect. And, the season here is winding down. This will be the last home game before the X Bowl on June 14th, 7:05 out here at the St. Charles Family Arena. And our goal for that is to pack this place. We're going for the biggest crowd in St. Charles Family Arena history. And, Dave, I think it's going to happen. What do you think?
I think it can. Fans are already scooping up tickets. I think you need to go out and get your tickets now. And if you can't, you can always listen or watch on TalkSTL.com. But if you don't get your tickets now, you might be forced to go in the black market. I think we could have 9,500 here. It's big. You have never quite seen football like this. The X League, it just adds a new dimension. Games you think are over in the fourth quarter, when you get the X rules, all of them scoring doubles in the final minute of the fourth. Some of those games, if you thought the River City Rage games were crazy, You haven't seen anything yet until you come out here. I guarantee it, you won't be disappointed. Great, very low cost. You don't even have to pay for tickets most of the time unless you want to sit up close. And then, hey, I don't think you'll ever find a cheaper seat within 7 rows of a professional football game.
Well, what we have going on tomorrow, there's an event down at Brewski's in O'Fallon with Talk STL. It's called Billy Bash. It's our first annual Billy Bash. It's a country music showcase over there with about 4 bands, and we'll have X Bowl tickets to give away there as well. So if you want to stop by there, we'll have
Billy
tickets
Bush.
to give
Sounds like
you.
a great time.
No, Billy Bash.
Billy Bash.
Yeah, Billy Bash, not Billy
bring
Bush.
back Billy Carter for that one.
Well, they could.
I'm out here grinding. I do this for the streets, the runners. 'Cause I'm out here grinding. I don't care what nobody said. I'ma be me. Stay hood, stay raised. 'Cause I'm out here grinding. Talk about greatness whenever they speak about me. 'Cause I'm out here grinding. I ain't splitting nothing with nobody, homie. I gotta get me. 'Cause I'm out here grinding. I ain't slipping 8 days. I can go for 8 weeks. Ain't nothing to me 'cause I am the street. I'm the life on the land, with a black in the brand. I'm on top of the game, you feel like it or not. Let's feel with the realest, shopping like it's
very interesting interview with Coach Bobby Demerol. He told me after on the side that they didn't get into St. Louis till about 9 o'clock this morning, but they think they have a great chance to upend the St. Louis attack. And I thought those were pretty strong words coming from an 0-6 team that's playing against the undefeated St. Louis attack.
Oh, very much so, but you always have to be confident going in. I thought Coach Demerol did a great job keeping his team focused, keeping them motivated. If you have to go through an ownership change, relocation, you're going to have some tough football players.
All right, we're taking a look at some of the starters. Corey Adamson's in the lineup tonight.
I want to talk to Corey at some point. Amazing two-sport star. Will we see him show a little offense in addition to kicking? He showed a little against the Gateway Hawks last game.
Redarius Whittier is in the starting lineup. And number 5, Jason Nall, has been announced as the attack players are coming out of the tunnel right now. Very exciting. Folks, if you're not here, you can check out the live stream, and it's very cool. Chris Cooper, number 6, is in the starting lineup. I like the way they come out. They got the smoke, the lights.
And then you got
a St. Louis Rams game.
And then you got to run in between all the beautiful cheerleaders.
Major league presentation all the way.
I love that.
Life could be worse, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Mike McMullen, number 13, the 6'6", 270-pound quarterback. What's the over/under on his playing time tonight?
At least the first half.
I would say Mike's not going to want to get out of this game. I would say we'll see him into the third quarter at least. That's just my estimation.
I was also talking to Bernard Quinn. Antonio Nelson's number 22 tonight. He's going to be playing a lot with Chris Head being on the shelf. And I'm not sure if those guys are that banged out, but I guess you're saving DeAndre Jackson, one of the most electrifying players in the X League. You're saving him for the X Bowl.
The other thing that Coach said in his pregame interview with me earlier tonight is he wants to see what some of these other guys can do. You know, giving Alonzo Nelson time to make some plays. You know, see what Jordan Stark can do. We have Darrell Dunston also playing tonight. So you can just see the depth of the attack on display, and it's all going to come in handy 2 weeks from tomorrow when we host the X Bowl right here on TalkSTL.com and at the St. Charles Family Arena June 14th.
Chad Stanley's in the lineup tonight. As the announcements pregame, Stephen Davis, number 55. I talked to Bernard Quinn before the game. I had a chance to speak with him. I'm like, Bernard, are you going to get to play tonight? You know, I know Coach is resting a few guys. He said, I'll be out there for a few. So Bernard seems content that he's going to get out there and play a little bit. And then, you know, guys like him and Gerard Powell, you have to field the team. I mean, you want to win this game. You don't want to just go in and play all your backup players. A lot of these guys play both ways, but it's a great opportunity to see some of the guys for next year because David, Gary, and Scott, I think tonight's game is a tremendous opportunity to audition for next season.
Oh, very much so. You've got guys playing for jobs. Even if somebody's been a fringe player here with the attack this year, you never know. Even if you can't cut it with the attack, there's always another team out there waiting, looking for depth. There's just so much to play for, and let's not get lost. Even though the attack have home field advantage and the X Bowl locked up, there's still pride. There's still the undefeated regular season you're playing for.
You know, one thing, too, is that you have the opposition teams watching the game, too, naturally, on the internet. And a lot of teams are saying, hey, I'm interested in that player, too. So they're not only auditioning for next year's attack, but other teams may say,
good
hey,
point.
there's a player there we'd like to
Very
chat
good
about.
point.
Yep.
It's a big night for him either way.
Yep.
It's great.
Now, are we going to do the live feed of the national anthem, or should we?
They said we had it. We'll give it a shot again to this week.
All right. It's kind of like we'll flip on the referee's mic and see if we can get the national anthem, folks.
Right.
So right now, we're going to go into golf chat as we're just seconds before the national anthem.
Come on, baby.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All righty, how about that?
Wow.
Fantastic rendition of our national anthem as the crowd continues to file in. You're listening to TalkSTL.com with Scotty Boom Boom Gherkin, Gary B., Dave Solomon, and of course I'm Todd Blackstock, and we're very excited to bring you this action tonight, the undefeated 6-0 St. Louis Attack. And we've got a special feature at halftime as our multi-talented Dave Solomon will have an interview with none other than legendary soccer phenomenon in St. Louis, Daryl Duran. And Dave, you want to talk a little bit about that, what we can listen to?
Yes,
and maybe,
Yes, I talked to Daryl. The St. Louis Ambush, they're playing in a new league, the Major Arena Soccer League. It's the merger of a couple leagues, or rather some teams were absorbed from a couple different leagues. So as a result, you have many traditional indoor soccer powers, the Missouri Comets, Milwaukee Wave, Baltimore Blast, all coming back from the MISL along with the Ambush. And you have other traditional teams coming back like the Dallas Sidekicks, the legendary Tattoo. For those of you who grew up with the sport of indoor soccer, he's the guy who used to always take his jersey off scoring a goal. Always had to see that as a kid going to indoor soccer games. That was just a sight to be seen. Yep. But they'll be back to San Diego Soccer. But 24 teams, most 20 games scheduled, 10 home, 10 road. Top 3 teams in each division make the playoffs. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll hear more about that at halftime.
All right, thanks a lot, David. Right now we're getting ready for the X-Dash as Aaron Palmer's out there for Savannah and Alonzo Nelson for the Attack. And they're on their backs right now. And we are set for action, folks. The PA announcer's fired up. Palmer and Nelson on their backs. And they're up. And they're off. Nelson with a lead. He skirts into the end zone. 4 points. And the St. Louis Attack take an early lead. And I tell you what, it didn't look like Aaron Palmer was very happy. Looked like he dropped the ball, Dave.
He did.
And Nelson just zipped into the end zone. And it's 2-0 St. Louis Attack as we start this game.
Very reminiscent of DeAndre Jackson, the way he would just dominate the X-Dash. But it's just a great start. It's great to see somebody like Nelson getting the extra playing time. X-Dash just a very exciting factor in this league. Much better than the boring old bland coin toss.
I agree 100%. And first of all, I just want to say happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Memorial Weekend. A lot of neat things happening this weekend. I've got my flag shirt on here, up here in the press box.
Well, you're looking very patriotic.
With
and the red, white, and blue beer as well.
But let me also pass along from those of us both with the St. Louis Attack, St. Louis Ambush, and TalkSTL.com, a big special thank you to all of you who have helped serve our wonderful country we live in.
Both here and gone too. All remembered, never forgotten.
Well, the Attacks won, I believe, all but one of the X-Dashes.
And Jackson fumbled that one.
Yeah, this year, and that was kind of a close one as well. But the Attack, they seem to like to defer to the second half, so looks like the Savannah Steam, after their 12-hour bus ride, they're going to start things out, first down and 10. Ball thrown 5-yard line, and we're ready, folks. If you're out and about, listen to TalkSTL.com. Come on down, check out some fantastic X-League action.
So what you're saying, they left last night at 9 o'clock and got in at 9 o'clock this morning.
They did.
Ouch.
Coach Dummerall said that they thought it would be a good opportunity for everybody to sleep. They thought it would be a better bus ride if they could sleep 8 of the 12 hours. But,
here we go.
Thankfully for them, they'll be staying in St. Louis tonight. And Savannah back to pass. They throw it, and it's caught at the 22-yard line, and a first down is, I tell you, Coach Dumerall came out and said, we can win this game. We have the talent. Our kids have heart. And they come out, and they've already got more yards in the first play from scrimmage, I believe, than last week's opponent against the attack in the whole first half.
Oh, very much so. And it was very interesting, too. That was a great job completing that pass under pressure. Bernard Quinn was all over the quarterback on that one as well.
Yeah, nice 17-yard pickup.
Well, Anthony Scott's the quarterback. He wears number 1. We got wide receivers, Duran Harvey, Aaron Palmer, the speedster with an attitude. And the ball's snapped back low.
We
and
got
it looks like it's back.
Attack got it.
How about that? The ball was fumbled on the exchange, and Anthony Scott fumbled around a little bit. And Bernard Quinn from Southeast Missouri State University uses that big body, and that's another point for the attack. It's now 3-0 with 14:11 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, Anthony was in the position of, trying to get the snap from the center. The center snapped it back and basically on the ground. He's fiddling around, trying to pick it up, and constantly looking at the naturally the attack coming at him. Never got the handle.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
Scotty's also a multitasker. He's running the
love it.
board, texting, taking phone calls from his
He's chewing
kids.
gum, too.
McMullen with a throw and a nice catch over there by number 11.
Jordan Stark.
Yeah, Stark. Unbelievable, nice catch. Stark's a big target. 6'5", 205. He played football at McKendree University.
Well, he picked that ball, and it took 3 players to pull him down, but he picked up the first down.
It's kind of like a skyscraper throwing a ball to a skyscraper. It's kind of like when you have a tall quarterback, they can throw it up in the end zone to those tall receivers, and I tell you what, that was fantastic.
Yes, it is fantastic. Looks good, too.
Was this the young lady who sang
Yes,
the
it
national
did.
anthem?
There's a
It
little
is.
pitch
Yeah.
off to the left side. Mr. 28 takes it up to the 4-yard line. Picks up a couple yards. Second down and goal.
Chad Stanley really showing the versatility,
He
moving
did.
from the offensive line, and with both running backs, Daryl Grady, Keenan Miller out tonight. Stanley doing a little of everything.
All right, so the clock continues to roll. We're at 12:50 to go here. It's been all attack so far. First play from scrimmage for the Steam. They had a nice play, fumbled snap, but it seems like the Steam have some talent out there. Just watching them pregame, they got some players.
There's another pitch to the left side. Same play. This time,
Touchdown!
6 point. A touchdown.
How
yes.
about that? It's Chad
Still
Stanley.
6 points. Still six points.
The 6'2", 245-pounder for Missouri S&T, and that makes it 9-0 attack.
Probably a heck of an engineer as well.
That's exactly right. Two offensive plays. The last 2 offensive plays, nothing fantastic. Just pitch to the halfback to the near side. Picks up a touchdown.
All right, and Corey Adamson, our St. Louis ambush / attack player. Left footer, he's got it up, and he hooks it to the right.
Rare miss by Adamson.
Adamson, he was talking pretty confident before the game that he thought he might get some playing action in this game.
Now, McMullen ended up being the holder in that case, and he looked like he kind of had a little trouble with that snap.
Yeah, he's not the typical, not the regular holder.
He's kind of
in
tall.
the
Usually
game,
you have
so
your
it's-
backup.
Yeah.
I can't even remember who did the holding last week.
He's such a
Yeah,
big
you
guy.
Well, the thing is, with the holder is one of those positions where you only notice when something's messed up, and that just speaks to the quality of the attack's holding all season.
Well, I don't know if it was Chris McKinney or if it was Andrew Haynes who said it before the game that they thought Mike McMullen would probably be the X-League Player of the Year. And he didn't even start the season. We'll remember back in the opening day, was it Brandon Walsh got roughed up real bad with concussion symptoms and multi-stitches, and we wish him the best. And Coach McKinney said he might not be playing football for a while. So in comes Mike McMullen, and I tell you, the attack haven't missed a beat. And I really like their backup too, Robert. Is it Kent? He can really spin it, as you see. We've seen him play a little bit. Adamson with a run up the boot. And it's a big one into the crowd for a souvenir. And the kids dive and fight for it. And that's a free souvenir for a youngster. That's how they roll out here at the St. Charles Family Arena, and the St. Louis Attack wants to make sure the kids get these balls. It really brings them the involvement to the community, and these kids will never forget it.
It does, and you know what? And it's a nice crowd for the beginning of a Memorial Weekend with a baseball game going on down the street as well in O'Fallon, Missouri. So it's good to have a pretty good crowd. And getting back to Robert Kent, he is also a towering guy at 6'5", at 230 from Jackson State University. And David, he's no slouch either. He's got that tall overhand over his ear release, so that'll make him about 7 foot, well, maybe 6'9".
Oh yeah, he's a big body and he has great athleticism as well. So the Attack really with a great duo at quarterback.
They do a super job, and Anthony naturally is taking the snap in a shotgun position, starting at their own 20. Snaps back to him. He looks left, he looks right. He's eating the ball and is immediately pulled down by 3 tacklers.
Gerard Powell, Bernard Quinn, and on that sack.
So at the end of the first quarter, we're going to have a nice visit with Kayla Grace. She was the lovely young lady that sang the national anthem tonight, and she's apparently sang it for some other teams in St. Louis as well.
Great penetration by the defense. A loss of 6 yards on that play, David. And again, just great penetration. Came in from the sides, boxed in the sides, gave him nowhere to go.
Well, you saw in the first play of the game, Anthony Scott really performed well under pressure, but Quinn almost had him then. Obviously, the Attack aren't given any second chances.
Whoa. And Scott rolls around the left side. He's got some room. That's the 20, 25, down to the 14-yard line where he slammed into the boards. It looked like it almost opened one of the doors up over there. Dangerous play, exciting play, and a big first down for the Steam.
I tell you, Anthony's not a real big guy. And again, he immediately took that ball in a shotgun position, went to the far side, and just hugged the boards over there and really didn't need any blocking and used his speed to really outrun everybody trying to grab him.
20-yard run for Scott.
Yeah, I was looking for an offside. I thought their wide receiver was at least 3 yards
I also
offside.
thought that maybe one of the Attack players may have been off too. Good non-call.
You're exactly right. I think it offset.
Offset, yeah. All right, 10:40 and counting. That was a good one. Scott back to pass, looks to the right side. He's got his man, Palmer. Palmer at the 10. He breaks a tackle. 5, touchdown, Steam. So 9-6 as they come back and show some great athletic ability. And these guys, after the long bus ride, their legs look light.
Aaron Palmer did a super job as a wide receiver on the near side here. Went down 7 yards, came back 2 yards for his quarterback, took that ball, went completely north on the field, and made an easy touchdown on the opposite side of the field.
All right,
16-yard touchdown for Palmer.
Time for the PAT right now, and it looks like they're going to go for 2. You know, when Coach said that pregame, we think nobody's unbeatable, and then when Palmer slammed that ball after losing the X-Dash, I'm like thinking these guys are here to play. And so are the Attack as Jason Knoll knocks down the quarterback, Scott, and that's a
flag in the backfield.
It's going to be 9-6 with 10:03 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, in that case, it was almost a fumble as Anthony limps off the field. He's got a right ankle problem there, so we'll have to see.
That's not good.
We'll have to see what happens with that. But he basically didn't really have a good follow through, and I thought it was close to being some kind of a fumble, but it did go downfield, so that negated that. So we'll have to listen to the referee.
And it's a personal foul on the offense.
Well, one of the problems with playing on AstroTurf is, it's real easy to turn an ankle.
Yeah.
And when you play in these hockey arenas, basketball stadiums, there's less cushion under the turf than, say, you're playing at the Edward Jones Dome where they've got those extra layers.
Good point. You get a lot of turf toe. And again, as you and I broadcast indoor football over the years, Todd, and now the X-League here, the same thing, that the padding doesn't get any thicker, and basically that turf toe. And these guys use spikes. Some of them say, I'd rather use tennis shoes. So it really all depends on their preference there. But some of them use very sharp cleats, but the majority of them really just use tennis shoes.
Yeah, if you can get some good grippies, not too grippy.
Not too grippy.
Not too grippy. Well, I mean, you want to have a little bit of give, or you're going to snap your ankle in half if there's, if it's too solid.
And I'm really surprised they're not all wearing the high top shoes. A lot of them are wearing the low top shoes. That naturally, the high top would give you a lot more stability out there.
For the ankle. So 10:03 to go. And the Steam are kicking off. And right there, it's Rodarius Whittier. Whittier past the 10. He's up to the 15. Jukes, spins, and he's brought down at the 18-yard line. And that's where they're going to start off first down and 10. I believe he was brought down by Damon Martin.
He did a super job of coming down the near side, picking up a blocker, but then he stopped. I mean, he just got to keep that motivation going, whether you have blockers or not, because, again, it just kind of turned into a scrum after a while.
Well, he started dancing a little bit.
Yeah.
So what they say is those coaches want you to go north and south.
And what they're doing right now, they're walking off the penalty that on the extra point that was that went against the opposing team here. So the Steam gets, or I should say the attack get 15 more yards from the Steam's penalty with the extra point earlier.
And on the short field, any penalties, especially costly personal fouls, are just really magnified.
Good point, David.
All right, so here we go. First down and 10. Ball in Steam territory at the 22-yard line. McMullen back to pass. He's got his man again. Big number 11, Jordan Stark. So what a tandem so far in this ball game. They just throw it up, and Stark lost his shoe. And a first down in the X zone.
As you-
9:30 to go.
As you mentioned, McClellan, he just whistled that ball. He threw it about 7'10", but luckily the wide receiver was 6'5" out there, and Stark pulled it down and did a super job. He had a very good vertical leap there, Dave.
Oh, Stark using all of his height. And
Yep.
when you get that leap with that height and those hands, you can be a very valuable asset.
All right, we're at the 9-minute mark. St. Louis Attack leading the Savannah Steam 9-6. Close game considering that the Attack is undefeated and the Steam have yet to win a game, but they're constantly upgrading and improving their rosters. McMullen in the end zone, touchdown! Touchdown Attack!
I love that play there. It almost looked like Stark was running a pick on the far side, and McMullen had a perfect lane from our vantage point here to throw a perfect strike.
Darrell Dunston with the touchdown, 5-yard reception, 15-6, Attack on top, 8:51 to go.
Clock continues to roll, and McMullen and Adamson, the dynamic duo, out there right now set. And I know Corey wants to get this one through to, I was going to say to boost his confidence, but I don't think he's lacking in confidence. Snap back, ball down, kick up, chip shot.
Nailed.
And that makes it 16-6 with 8:28 to go in the first. All right, you're listening to TalkSTL.com. Make sure you check us out every morning from 9 to noon with the Wild Wild West with Scotty Boom Boom, Tom West, Coach, and Joe De Niro.
That's a lot of talent right there. A lot of broadcast professionals, live and local talent, something that's sorely lacking on St. Louis radio today. But, of course, we're better than radio. We're TalkSTL.com.
Yeah, that's right. We're live, mobile, and on demand, and we're all over the place. Right now we're streaming the Attack game. We're streaming the River City Rascals. All kinds of cool stuff going on. We just partnered up with the St. Louis Cardinals. Scotty Boom Boom. We are now officially partnered with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Advertising affiliates. Love it.
How about that? So I'm sure
That was a big step for us. You
You'll
know,
be
it's
taking
taking a while to build it. Year by year, we'll get bigger and bigger.
yeah, and we're just barely a year into this thing. And look what's happening. Adamson with a run-up.
That might be a point. Oh, sure.
And
Very
back in the end
close.
zone. It's coming out past the 10 to the 12-yard line. And the Steam will take over 1st and 10 with 8:23 to go in the first quarter.
And we talked about Anthony Scott, their quarterback. He's coming out onto the field with a noticeable limp. His right ankle, right knee, his right side is not working right, so you're not going to see him sprinting as good as he did a couple plays ago.
And I'm not convinced that they've got a lot of depth.
No, I don't. On their roster that we were given, I do not see anyone designated as a backup quarterback. It's rare for teams to carry two pure quarterbacks in the indoor game, but oftentimes there's a designated wide receiver who's usually listed kind of as a slash position, someone maybe in a Cordell Stewart type role who can throw a few passes, run the ball, do a little everything. But we do not know who that player is here on the Savannah Steam, and we might have to see later on.
All right, we're going to find out right now as Anthony Scott's going to test his ankle. And it's a bad snap. He throws it up, and he's got a man, but it's short. And it's intercepted by the attack. And it's handed off to the 15, up to the 20, bounces off the wall, and down is number 2, Rodarius Whittier. And there's tempers flying right now. You don't want to get suspended now, folks. If you guys get suspended now, you might miss the X-Ball. And these guys might try to bait them.
Oh, if you're Savannah, you've got nothing to lose, everything to gain with even moral victories, so to speak. But Brian Lowry with interception and just great poise, doing the little pitch off to Darius Whittier, just a handoff, but being able to gain 11 yards, intercepted on the 14, advanced to midfield. Attack football is there up 17-6, 7:35 to go here.
Did you see Coach McKinney come running out?
He came screaming out there. And Whittier, what he did, though, he tried to stiff arm. He ended up getting the helmet, the face mask of the opposing team. And I'm surprised they didn't call. Can you call offensive face masking?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
anyway, you definitely can.
They rarely do.
They rarely do. And he just pushed the opponent's head back, and I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty there.
Well, here we are, 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and there's been a quarter, right? There's been a change. And, number 21 goes head first into the wall. That is Alonzo Nelson, I believe.
Yes, that is. Alonzo Nelson showing off some of his speed
31.
Just a little too far.
Well, I tell you, that's Kent's first pass, but, you know, when you see the guys starting to rumble a little bit and you see some tempers flaring, you got to get your marquee possible player of the year out of this game, at least for now. And it doesn't matter if they win or lose. I know they want to keep the beautiful record, but, you know, this is a great opportunity for Ken as well, as he's under center. 5-step drop, straight back. He guns it over the middle.
Nice touch.
Oh, and it hits the
just
hands
a little
of
too
Stark.
far for Stark, but that's also important. I mean, it's frustrating because you definitely want to finish with an undefeated record. It means a lot to these guys. I was talking with Andrew Haynes a little and with Coach McKinney about it, but especially Andrew at the press conference on Wednesday, and he emphasized just how much it meant to teams who were able to finish with a perfect season, and likewise just how much it hurt when the perfect season goes by the wayside.
You know, and that was a touch pass right there. Kent hasn't been out, hasn't had the experience with that touch pass. I'm sure more reps here, more snaps, he's going to get that down.
One Stark, too, is looking at a different spin, a different ball, different movement.
Good point.
So Kent back to pass, 3-step drop on the right side. It's caught down to the 20-yard line, and there's Laundry on the field.
It was holding.
And we'll check in with the referee on the call.
Holding on the Steam. Automatic first down.
Okay, they're talking it over with the captains right now. So it is holding on the Steam, and with 5:38, they're going to back it up. But, you know, you got to give it to the Steam. They're hanging in this ball game. Still 17-6. 5:35 to go here. An exciting first quarter. And, folks, if you're out and about, come on down to the Family Arena. You got cold beer, got food, and great football action.
Wide variety of concessions here as Kent back to pass, scrambling.
Oh, wide open in the middle.
Looking, and he hits a wide open Darrell Dunston at the 5, touchdown attack.
How about that? So Kent wastes no time right after the penalty there, and they come up with a quick strike. You know, Robert Kent is, 6'5", 230 in his own right. He's given away about 30 or 40 pounds, but he's almost as tall. And when I'm in the bowels of the tunnel, the concourse before the game, these guys are big. I mean, they're tall.
You're a pretty big boy yourself.
I don't miss any meals.
In that case, Jordan Stark, everybody, all the defensive players went with Stark in that place, made him wide open.
I was wondering if they're going to do a drop kick, but here trots in McMullen. So I think McMullen thought he was out of the game. He was probably back in the locker room popping a beer.
Is he thinking for Talk STL Studios?
Okay.
No, so McMullen, he's back in. Snap back, kick up, it's good.
We split him.
24-6, 4:47 to go here in the first quarter, and it's very exciting out here as the attack bring in their second-string quarterback, march straight down the field.
You're exactly right. I mean, he just came in there, Robert Kent from Jackson State University, and really had a lot of plays. I don't think they had one run play there. It was all passing. And basically that's showing a little confidence in your backup quarterback. And again, getting him that opportunity, giving him those reps in there to find that little touch, because he barely missed a touchdown onto the far side 2 plays prior to that touchdown. But again, giving him some time, he's going to be nails.
You know, I haven't seen much of Daryl Grady in this game.
He's not active. He was not on the roster that I saw. No Daryl Grady, no Keenan Miller tonight.
He's on mine, but I didn't see the official the program.
Yeah, I was looking at a later copy, and he was scratched.
Amson boots one to the back of the end zone. It's caught, bouncing off the walls. Into play, spinning to the 5-yard line. Is the Steam, where they'll take over deep in their own territory.
Great stop by Kelvin Williams.
Yeah, and looked like number 31, Alonzo Nelson, was involved as well.
So he ran that ball back 15 yards, and he only gets out to about the 6-yard line. So a great kick there, right to the back. I mean, I'm talking almost a yard behind, underneath the uprights back there. It would have easily gone into the stands.
Yeah, that took some balls to take this one out. It really did, because he caught that ball, and he was hitting, you know, the back of the end zone wall with Mercy spelled all over it. This game's sponsored by Mercy, one of the outstanding sponsors in the St. Louis area. All right. So Scott back to pass. He's in the end zone.
That's
Browning.
That should be
safety.
That's a safety. It should be,
Yeah.
There was a penalty.
That's
Flag
intentional
comes in,
grounding right there, and
a safety, and he's down, man.
helmet's off.
It looks like he could be done for the game. I mean, he got smoked.
Yeah, there were 2 players on him.
Tremendous rush. He was already hobbled a little bit. And let's take a look at this replay.
Yeah, you had Bernard Quinn all over him in the end zone there, and his head snapped back and basically hit the back of his head onto the turf. And as you mentioned before, Todd, there's not a lot of cushion underneath this AstroTurf here.
It's a concussion waiting to happen.
Yes, it is.
And with you got Mercy here, I tell you, what a great sponsor. When you've got Mercy healthcare individuals at this game, and they're right out there treating Scott right away within seconds. So only the best medical care by Mercy out here in the St. Louis Attack games. You see Mercy all over town.
You know, and they're looking at his left knee. So apparently when he was pulled down, it kept his knee from moving, and possibly Quinn was laying on that left knee when he went back, and then that caused his neck to just snap back, and the back of his head, David, hit the turf.
Yeah, it looked brutal. He went on it hard instantly, and he's
out.
hopping off.
He's out. He's not going to play anymore.
Well, anytime you get rolled over by a 290-pounder.
Ouch. I'm not laughing. That is tough.
Oh, man, it's just tough to see. This young man's going to have to take that bus ride back tomorrow, injured. And we've got we got a Mac Attack up here. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. I wish you could talk. We put you on the air.
I'll try to translate. Mac Attack saying be sure to come on out. If you can't just listen on Talk STL, be sure to come on out here Saturday the 14th. Mac Attack is going to perform like he never has before. He will even put on a better show than the one and only Gary B. He guarantees it, or he's going to give you your money back for your tickets.
And he's saying, who's Gary B?
Mac Attack. God.
Wow, look at that. 26-6.
3:54 to go, and things aren't looking too good right now. But, you know, when someone goes down, it always presents an opportunity for someone else to come in, and they get their chance. So you never know.
Well, you know, right now in the tunnels, as you mentioned, I'm sure one of the players, probably wide receivers you mentioned, is in there warming up.
And the kick, this one goes into the crowd, and the Attack is going to take over first down and 10 with 3:54 to go in the first quarter.
Well, this is just a situation. You see the Savannah Steam, they've gone through so much this season. Adversity, having to switch owners, not even play a full schedule because they're still working on nailing down their home field, but at least coming so that teams like the Attack don't have to fill dates at the last minute. The last thing you want to see is a team that's trying to be the underdog squeaking out a win, having to go with a patchwork plan at quarterback.
Well, you got to give them a lot of credit, too, because for a team in turmoil, being sold and moved in the middle of the year, they could easily pack this thing up. But you got to give it to them for guts. Coach Demerell said before the game, these guys have heart, and they're showing it right now.
And you've got Kent back out there for his second audition here in the first quarter.
And you've got the towering Stark lined up right here in front of us. Attack ball, the 20-yard line. Kent looks back, looks over the middle, checks off, and he's got a man over the middle, down to the 15-yard line. First down in a brutal collision.
Todd, you could have even thrown that pass. What protection. He had 7 seconds. I was counting it. And he had 7 seconds behind there, looking left, looking right, and finally saw his wide receiver from the far side do a post pattern, and bingo, perfect.
With that protection, Trojan would have been proud, and now we have another injured individual.
But let me touch on Alonzo Nelson, too. I think he deserves a lion's share of the credit because the Steam did a great job. They were glued onto the receivers, but Nelson, he just stayed on his route, didn't give up on it, maybe even made a last-minute adjustment to get open, and Robert Kent credit him for finding Nelson, but Nelson really did a great job freeing himself when it looked like that Robert Kent might have to create something with his legs.
You're exactly right, and that's what the wide receivers have to do. You just don't run a route. Because you're going to get popped, and you got to sometimes improvise, but that quarterback is looking for you in this neighborhood. He's not looking for you on the far right side. Hey, I told you do a post pattern, and that's where I'm going to throw the ball. And it takes all of his athleticism to get to that point.
Now, with a man down right now, we have a chance to ask Dave a little bit. You've been out to Rams camp this week. I know they got the OTAs going on.
Rams have not had any media availability. Some of the rookies did take the field, but nobody has talked, and they are just first getting acclimated. They're not anywhere near game shape. Really too soon to make any observations or judgments. But it was interesting. Michael Sam, there was talk about him doing the reality show for the Oprah's network, OWN. That has been tabled. The Rams also, they're one of the 8 teams in the league that are candidates that if no team volunteers to appear on the show Hard Knocks, the Rams are one team that the league could mandate since they did not make the playoffs in the last 2 years and they don't have a new coach. But Rams head coach Jeff Fisher, he is a no-nonsense type of guy. He likes to get down to business. Fisher obviously does not want any part of this dog and pony show that's called Hard Knocks, especially after having to deal with Bud Adams and the meddling owner with the Houston/Tennessee Oilers/Tennessee Titans. Jeff Fisher does not want any more distractions than he has to.
Well, he's got pretty much a hands-off owner in Stan Kroenke. You know, I know Stan does make certain decisions, and he's got to open his checkbook up from time to time. But Fisher and Les Snead seem to have a very good working relationship. And, you know, hopefully they're turning this thing around. They're in probably the toughest division in the NFL, and we'll see how the season plays out.
And you haven't heard anything from Kevin Demoff. He's the silent guy. He is the liaison. As you mentioned, Mr. Stan Kroenke and Kevin Demoff are constantly talking. You never hear it on radio. You never see it in the newspaper. But they're in communications all the time.
Okay, 3:07 and counting to go here in the first quarter. St. Louis attack ball. 1st and 10, ball at the 15-yard line, man in motion. This time they hand it off up the middle, down inside the 5-yard line, number 28, Chad Stanley, and he bulls down towards the first down.
And we talked about Stark this whole time at 6'5", picking up the balls that are thrown so hard as a wide receiver. He turns into a blocker in this case. He had a perfect block at the 10-yard line that allowed his halfback to cut upfield and pick up an additional 3 yards.
Nice run.
Yes.
He just really took advantage, despite being a big guy who also doubles as a lineman, really took advantage of that large hole. 2nd down and 1 at the 6.
Not a swift handoff there, so that's something he's working on as well.
All right, 2-step drop. Into the end zone, touchdown! Touchdown! Brian Lowry, 6'2", 190-pounder out of Northern Michigan, and it's 32-6 attack.
A great offensive protection because Kent faked one pump and then saw a wide open number 10 Lowry in the back of the end zone and threw a perfect tight spiral bullet right between the numbers.
And look at all the kids running down to the end zone right now. It's packed down there. They all want a souvenir. It's one of the fun things here that the X Bowl allows is those souvenir balls. You get one of those, man, it's yours for life. Out there in the playgrounds, snap back, ball down, kick up, and it's
flag.
Good. Oh, no signal by the referee.
No good, but flag on the play.
Yeah.
So 1:56 to go. Seems like a long first quarter.
Well, lots of scoring by the attack. I mean, 32 points in the indoor game. I mean, even if you put it out over 4 quarters, you're on pace for more than 120. That's even a lot by River City Rage Mike Wyatt standards.
You know, this game started with Mike Wyatt.
God love Mike
Is that
Wyatt.
the big
Rest in
coach?
peace.
Yeah.
Is that the guy? He's
Yes.
coach from the press
He's the
box.
coach from the
Sit
press
up here,
box.
right up here.
My
Yeah.
favorite story about Mike Wyatt is there was one game at Savannah Center where his headset went out, and the press box was all the way on the penthouse level, the very top of the arena, and here he was trying to do hand signals for his quarterback, Clay Grossman, as Adamson's going to re-kick this extra point.
Good memory. Clay Grossman, wow. I remember him.
Perfect. So we're counting down 135. Adamson back. Kick up. And this time it's good. And that makes it 33-6. And in just about a minute or so, Kayla Grace is going to join us. She's going to grace us with her presence right at the end of the first quarter here. And actually, we could probably do it right now.
All right, here you go.
While we wait for Kayla to get on board, Robert Kent coming on strong, completed his last 3 passes, 41 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 for 5 on the evening. Also, Chad Stanley running the ball, even though he's not usually a running back, 3 carries for 15 yards, including the touchdown. But now, Todd, we've got the lovely Kayla Grace in here, and I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah, Kayla Grace, she's going to be doing a little play-by-play with us here for the last minute and a half of the first quarter. And have you ever done play-by-play before?
No,
No, Kayla? You seem kind of shy now.
a little bit.
Yeah? All right, right now, you didn't seem very shy singing the national anthem there tonight, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get to this in just a moment as Adamson, the run-up and the kick. He boots this one way out into the crowd, and another souvenir. The kids are diving for it. And fantastic. So, Kayla, thanks a lot for joining us up here in the Talk STL booth here at the Attack game. And it's got to be exciting to come out. The Attack 6-0, going to be in the X Bowl, and you got to sing the national anthem tonight.
Yeah.
You know, so how did this turn of events come about?
Well, I know DJ Prue, and he kind of got me into it.
You know DJ Prue?
I do.
Well, I'd say if you know DJ Prue, that's going to open up a lot of doors, as DJ Prue is a famous DJ. He does the Rams games, the Chill games, the Ambush, the Attack. You can see DJ Prue and listen to him every Tuesday night at Moss's from 8 to midnight, or 8 to 1, as they have their 2-for-1s special each Tuesday evening from 9 to 11 at Moss's.
And I'm always there singing.
You're always there singing, so you've probably seen us out there a few nights engaging in some adult beverages.
I think so.
We do have our TalkSTL.com crew. The hookup with Zav and the Rod, which you can hear each Tuesday night from 6 to 8 at the studios of TalkSTL.com. Occasional remote. But, yeah, we love coming out there. We see Stephanie Zelsman, and, you know, they're a great group out there. And, you know, what a fun bunch and a great place to hang out, Moss's.
Yeah, I think so.
So what else do you do? I know you don't just sing national anthems. You know, what else do you do in your life?
I'm a cosmetologist. I work for Julius Monroe in O'Fallon.
Really?
Yeah.
I can kind of see that with the way you dress and your makeup and everything. And the Steam back. They throw it over the middle, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. Unbelievable.
Aaron Palmer in at quarterback now.
Okay, I can see that. He seems like he's got a fantastic athletic ability, and the Steam get all the way down. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now, do you do this all the time? Is just like a one-time deal, or?
All the time. I've tried out for American Idol, The Voice. I sing for the River City Rascals all the time, and now I do this.
So do you have any upcoming engagements that we should know about, or are we going to be singing anywhere else soon?
June 1st, I'm going to be singing the national anthem at the River City Rascals, and my uncle, Don Cummings, is going to be throwing the first pitch.
Wow, we'll get back to that in just a minute. Palmer back, the 15-yard line. Last play of the first quarter, and that ball goes into the end zone. 33-6 at the end of the first quarter. We won't keep you long, but now if your father's throwing out the first pitch, he must be somebody of some note.
My uncle.
Okay, your
He's
uncle?
also my manager.
Oh, he's your manager.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's his affiliation with the Rascals?
Well, I'm not really sure, but he books everything for me. So anybody.
Well, I guess if he's your father and you know,
Uncle.
uncle, excuse me, I said that twice now. No, I guess if he's your uncle and you know he's watching out for you, So if someone wants to get some cosmetology work done, what do they have to do to come see you?
Come see me at Julia's.
National anthem, and we had that on our live stream, so you should be able to download that and see it if you'd like.
Cool. Thank you.
So wonderful job, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Kayla Grace joining us in the press box tonight. TalkSTL.com, bringing you the action. And we're now set for the second quarter, 33-6. And Dave, what do you think? I mean,
I'm really impressed by how some of the attack secondary receivers have really stepped up. Jordan Stark getting his chance to shine, using his length, 2 receptions for 28 yards. And Darrell Dunston, he's made the catches when they've counted, a pair of touchdowns, 2 catches for 25 yards. And I really like it that Robert Kent's finally getting some time to show his skills, because you want 2 seasoned quarterbacks going into the X-Bowl game, as it's, again, 33-6 as we start the second quarter. And most importantly, the Savannah Steam are going with Aaron Palmer, normally a wide receiver. He competed in the X-Dash. He's now in at quarterback, and he just showed how his athleticism can make things happen. So I don't think the attack have a cakewalk, despite not going up against a bona fide quarterback.
all right, great crowd out here tonight. Boy, the kids are all jumping up and down. DJ Prue's rocking the house as usual.
Bombshells dancing to a little Gangnam Style.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, Gary
the
B
sight.
over here working his magic.
Oh, Gary. You have to come here. He's worth the price of admission.
He's got a new story. You know, he just got to meet Kayla Grace, and, you know, he's all over it.
Oh, yeah. We might not be hearing much from
she's-
Gary this quarter.
I tell you what, she's a very talented young lady, and very obvious that she's involved with cosmetology and the beautician aspects of her craft. All right, Palmer back to pass. He zings one down in the end zone, almost intercepted, a little bit short, and we're just underway in the second quarter, 33-6. And that was it seemed like a very long first quarter.
Well, you had a lot of scoring. You had a couple injuries. So every time you have a change of possession, you know, a couple penalties, a re-kick, it's just a lot of stoppages, where normally with the running clock, if you get a sustained drive, that's what creates momentum. Plus, the attack drives went very quickly in their last game here against the Gateway Hawks.
Yeah, the Gateway Hawks, I'm comparing it to that because that game just flew by.
Well, 74-1 naturally comes into play as well.
Well, it seemed like the attack had long drives
Yes.
in that game.
Yep.
It wasn't all just quick strikes. I mean, they kind of, you know, they ran the ball a lot.
The center there, number 55.
He's had his troubles.
Yeah, Matt Kennedy of the Steam. When he snaps, he doesn't throw it all the way out, and it hits his booty. And it's happened several times, David, throughout the game here, throughout the whole first quarter, and several times the attack have taken advantage of it and pounced on that ball, and now they do here, and now they pick up the ball on the Steam's, or I should say their own 14-yard line.
And get an ever-important point as well.
That's right.
Folks, stick around at halftime as we have a special interview with legendary soccer personality. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to describe Darrell. He was a great player.
He is Mr. Indoor Soccer in St. Louis. Has played on every team we've had.
Yep.
Even suited up for the ambush at age 50 in a friendly and scored a goal.
That'll tell you it right there.
Look who's back at QB.
McMullen.
And
Wow.
Corey Adamson was the targeted receiver as well. Corey Adamson showing us stuff. I want to see Corey. If Corey Adamson scores a touchdown, we are talking to him after the game tonight.
Yeah, well, and the defensive back of the Steam, number 10, Aaron Palmer, pushed him away, who is also the quarterback, Aaron Palmer, pushed him away. It could have been very easily had a flag thrown on that, right at the 7-yard line.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Adamson was looking for the flag. He was barking for the flag. He's kind of barking at the referee there a little bit.
And
He's not a shy guy. He's a very
Yeah.
jovial kid.
and then Palmer throws him the ball after it hit the turf, and they all smiled.
So it's interesting. McMullen's back into the ball game.
Yeah, he's doing the first and the third quarter. There he's
This
quarterback.
is the
They're all
second.
wide open. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Stark, and he overthrows him. And that's going to be 3rd down and 10.
This game has been so long, this feels like the third quarter.
Oh, I know. Looks like they might be
why.
alternating drives.
Yeah. Well, that's because McMullen's like, he doesn't want to. They want to play.
Yeah, he's
Did you ever
hungry.
see Peyton Manning ever come out of a game? Very rarely. If you're a Brady or Manning's backup. I remember when the Patriots drafted Ryan Mallett. I'm thinking, wow, this guy's going to groom for a couple of years. And, that guy hasn't seen hardly any action. I don't even know if he's with the Patriots anymore. Dave?
He was expected to be traded. Still might.
And so right now there's a timeout on the field with 12 minutes to go, 3rd down and 10. I'm not sure what the reason for the timeout with a 28-point lead, but there's been a couple overthrows, and seems like the attack hasn't been as in sync in this drive as they were in the first quarter.
Well, you're seeing a lot of different looks. Anytime you switch quarterbacks, it seems like right when the team got used to playing with Kent, now McMullen's back in. You saw Kent had a little bit of an adjustment period, and you're also shuffling receivers in and out. Brian Lowry normally sees most of his time at defensive back. He's gotten time at receiver. You saw Corey Adamson, a little bit of the gimmick play, getting his shot, his chance to shine, the soccer player going football. So when you have so many moving parts, it's often hard to stay in sync. So that might explain why the attack are a little discombobulated. But still, you've got the veteran McMullen. When it's time to get down to business right now, you got your top 3 receivers in the game. Nelson, Stark will be the man in motion vertically.
Yeah, and McMullen's under center. That's
Dunstan.
very rarely. So McMullen back to pass. He goes over the oh, and a big hit. And Stark bounces off it. 10, 5, slams down to the end zone. Is he in? Yes, touchdown. He was right at the goal line. He took a shot over the middle. He bounced off it. Broke another tackle at the 2-yard line and spun down into the end zone. That was close, but they're saying he hit pay dirt.
Yeah, at the 22-yard line, he got popped by Aaron Palmer of the Steam. He did a great spin movement, stayed on his feet. How he did it, I have no idea. Went to the far side, and then, as you mentioned, Todd, got kind of stopped a little bit at the 1-yard line, but spun it and dove over and broke that plane.
Tremendous balance. Adamson for the PAT. It's up, and it's good. And now it's 41-6 in the second quarter with 11:36 to go in the first half.
And that was a 36-yard strike for McMullen to Stark.
Well, they had all the receivers. All the receivers were on the far side. 2 of them went straight, and only one of them came to the near side here, and that's the one that Mike went after. He kind of has a sidearm throw sometimes.
Sometimes when they got someone in his face, he can adjust.
Yeah, and he can adjust, and that's the athleticism. Mike is that kind of guy.
For a guy 6'7",
being a big boy,
6'6", 6'7",
Yes.
270, he can move.
Yes, he can move.
He's like a big Matt Adams.
And he stood in the pocket. He was flat-footed. He threw that one flat-footed. Sidearm, perfect spiral, perfect right between the numbers, right between the 1 and the 1 on Jordan Stork. And Jordan put on a show after that, David.
We haven't really mentioned it, but, he did play for the San Francisco Giants organization as a pitcher, so he's got some zip.
And McMullen's been around, his football/baseball age listed as 36, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had a couple years on that too. The crafty veteran showing off his arm.
Like a lot of those Dominican players.
Yeah.
And the kick's back. And it's taken by the Steam. Nice return past the 20, 25.
Adamson, last man to beat it. He gets the tackle.
Wow, the kicker gets it down at the 14-yard line. What do you think about that, Boom Boom? You got the kicker making the tackle.
He's a little guy, but he's aggressive. He gets in the ball. He gets into place.
He's your hero, isn't he?
I love him.
He's like the underdog.
He's the
Well, he saw the play coming at him. He didn't try to get up there and get one-on-one, mano-mano. He just went for the legs. He just dove in front of him to slow him down so the rest of his teammates could come up and make the tackle, and
Absolutely.
that's exactly what happened.
So it's 11-10 right now and counting here in the second quarter. Steam ball at the 14-yard line as they're getting regrouped. Now the Steam's coach is out on the field.
Well, you are allowed to have one coach on the field.
And the snap back is a bad one. Palmer gets it off his shoe tips. He goes down to the 5-yard
Wow.
line, close to a first down. And, I tell you, Palmer, he's got an attitude and he's got ability.
He is. He's listed as a wide receiver, and basically he took the snap on one bounce to him as he was in the shotgun position, saw an opening in the middle, and just darted up the middle. And he's got some good dives, good jukes out there, and picked up just almost the first down. He's 1 yard shy on the 5-yard line of the attack.
Now, if I'm Coach Dummerall, I'm going to have these guys practice their snaps and exchanges at halftime because there's been far too many bad snaps.
And there's another one that goes to the fullback.
I mean, that one,
and he fumbled.
Oh, my goodness.
And it looks like the attack
Steam
missed out on that one.
So the Steam pick it up, but I couldn't have set that up better.
Yeah, it was perfect.
I mean, that one went to the left. I don't know if it hit somebody's leg or.
Well,
that's something that needs to be addressed.
You have to put someone else in there. I mean, when your center botches that many snaps, you've got enough offensive linemen. You have to have somebody
you
who
can
can get the ball
rotate
to
him
the
out
quarterback.
at a guard or somebody.
Yeah, Matt Kennedy, we don't mean to pick on Matt, the center of the team, but throughout the entire game, he has botched a lot of the snaps there. And that one, as you just mentioned, rolled to the halfback, Sean Martinez, who is also the kicker / tight end / defensive end / halfback. He picked up the ball and hung on to it before he got popped by the attack.
All right, Palmer. Quick toss into the end zone. It's into the crowd.
You know
Nice
what?
catch by a kid.
That second row, man.
Wow.
Beautiful catch.
Talking about the snap, it was a bad snap that precipitated the injury to Anthony Scott, the first one, when he kind of twisted his ankle a little bit. That was a bad snap, I believe.
Yeah, and there he was.
Did you see that push at the end?
No.
Okay. I don't believe it was flagged.
No, it wasn't. Number 2.
Well, Aaron Palmer there. Aaron Palmer, as we have Boom Boom on the big screen there. Boom Boom's right there, and we appreciate that, all the advertisement. But Aaron Palmer tried to throw to the near corner of the end zone, had a little too much mustard on it, Dave, and it went to the second row, and a perfect catch by the little kid.
I think that fan should be put on futures. I think we should have our scouting staff on him. Who knows? He might be teaming up with A.J. Haynes either on the ambush or the attack. We could see him here in the Family Arena future.
And our associate producers are working on getting up here at halftime after the Daryl Durant interview.
I'll give him a couple minutes of the Solomon
Producers.
report.
Now I got a new title, really?
That's an extra paycheck, isn't it?
Well, you finally
Scotty,
got,
associate producer, Boom Boom Gherkin.
you finally got it, up on the screen. Boom
I
Boom.
know, finally, right?
Hey,
Finally
Boom
got
Boom,
some
you're always
love.
the executive producer in my book because I want my microphone to stay on.
Yeah, you can push the buttons anytime.
I can do it if you need me. I can add that to my list.
I was rummaging through some old boxes today, cleaning them out, and I found a mesh STL concert ticket from the pageant, and Scotty was the front man from that concert and that band. And I posted it on Facebook today, and I got a lot of likes. A lot of people remember you, Scotty. I think you got to come back and do a
There's about one or
reunion
two out
tour.
there.
All right. Well, we'll put him in the community newspaper next week. I guarantee it. So we're going to get so many calls, Todd.
You ought to come out to his show one day from 9 to 12, the Wild Wild West. And you can see Tom West, a former legend. He was on the Point for 10 years?
At least.
Tom and Jeff, they were the #1 rated show in their time slot for a long, long time before they, I guess they were making so many millions of dollars, they got some cuts. And now they've teamed up with Joe De Niro, the Blind Side of Sports coach.
Wow.
And Scotty Boom Boom. And, you got to come out and check out the hookup with Zob and the Rod.
I think
Diva Lee and Lily one night, too.
I think that'd be a fun time.
You should. It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's more fun to drink beer, though, from 6:30 to 8 than it is from 9 to noon.
Yes, it is. But we do our best. We try to have a little fun
You
with
guys
it
are
anyway.
troopers.
Fridays are usually pretty bad.
Yeah, by the time we get in there on Tuesday, they're feeling no pain. Well, you got all these liquor reps coming out and beer reps. And
Well,
salesmen.
when Budweiser
People
stops
drop
by, Greg DeKay comes by and drops us 2 12-packs.
There
Things
you
get
go.
interesting.
There you
stuff.
go.
Exactly.
Here we go.
All right, 8:50 to go.
Oh, boy. No,
Movement,
no,
could be a
no.
flag.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just fumble is bouncing around everywhere. Who's going to get it as a hot potato?
Doesn't really matter who gets it. 4th down.
I see Gerard Powell down there rolling around.
I think Bernard Quinn will get credit for it. He emerges from the pile with
God,
the
he
ball.
just tore that ball away, too.
Second fumble recovery on the evening.
And Jason Knoll's down. I hope he's not hurt.
Where's his helmet?
Jason Knoll is on the field.
He's okay.
He's just wondering what the hell just happened. I thought I had the ball.
That was like hot potato.
And we have a flag in the
Oh, it was offsides by only what? How many yards? 5 yards?
That was pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious, right. They don't even have to go to the replay for that one, do they, Boom Boom?
No, that was pretty much it. If I can see it, it was probably offside.
There you go.
So, Boom Boom, what's going on? Who do we want to thank this week from TalkSTL.com?
Who do we want to thank?
Yeah,
For what?
What sponsors?
Oh, all of them, of course. We got our newest sponsor today, actually, Dooley's Beef and Brew House down off of North Grand over there by St. Louis University.
No
It's
kidding.
been a burger joint in St. Louis for over 40 years.
North Grand.
Yeah, North Grand, and we're going to do some Cardinal promotions with them for the tickets, so we welcome them to the Talk STL family.
How about that?
Finally getting out into St. Louis, too.
I tell you.
Across the river, I don't know, man.
Man.
We are Talk STL and not Talk St. Charles.
Well, we've already we've commandeered many of the establishments in St. Charles County, pushing out towards Warren County, and we've got the east side, the Edwardsville area covered pretty well with our boys from that side, Fred Slow and the gang. What do you think about that?
Fred Slow?
Yeah, the guys from Edwardsville.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's almost like we have a Talk STL campus
In Edwardsville.
in Edwardsville.
Well, no, we call that the satellite offices.
Oh, of course, the annex.
satellites, the annex. There you go. They do good stuff over there. You know, UFR does the Monday through Friday as well, 12 to 3 with Brant Dulce. And they've done a lot of good things for us, even as far as building the site as well. So they got some good things going on over there as well, and so it's nice to be partnered with them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the attack had a little offsides there, so half the distance puts the ball on the 1.5-yard line, first down for the Steam.
Well, the Steam really did a hard count there.
Yeah, they
really
did.
made a concerted effort to draw the attack, and the attack with that fearsome front, they jumped.
All right, Palmer pitches to the right side. Oh, God. And
The whole team's over there.
oh my goodness! Did you see that on the stream? Number 23 just kind of like a Ronnie Lott hit.
Yes. Well, it was on center. Took the ball on center, pitched it quickly to the far right side, and as soon as the wide receiver grabbed the ball, he got hit, I think, by 8 players over there.
Yeah, Marcus Dickinson maybe most noteworthy on that play.
Yep.
Just coming right in, and he wasn't going to get any momentum right there. Demand Martin.
Well, we all know that the attack has a fantastic defense. And there's some movement on the right side. Palmer throws it to the left side, and nothing doing.
Well, Palmer was going to the right side on his back foot. I think he shot put it to the far left side. Luckily, it did not get picked off there because it was just end over end pass.
And folks, if you're just tuning in, Anthony Scott, the quarterback, number 1 for the Steam, has been injured. He's out of the game. He was actually hurt twice. He rolled his ankle. A few plays later, he had to be actually hop off the field. He didn't want to be carried off. He had too much heart and too much pride. So, we wish Anthony Scott the best. He's got a hell of a long bus ride home tomorrow, about 12 hours on Memorial Day weekend.
It looked like his right ankle and then his left knee. So
yeah, it's a double duo.
Good luck to him. Oh, nice touch.
So, pass into the end zone is incomplete. That was a dangerous pass. That ball was just waiting to be plucked out of the air.
It was just tossed in the air. Number 90, Mason Fuller, who is the fullback of the Steam, was the intended receiver with about 4 or 5 attack players around him.
So a big hold right there where the attack's going to take over deep in their own territory. Well, actually, it's going to be 4th down and 3.
Yeah, they started on the 3-yard line, first down.
So they're still on the 3-yard line.
And the attack has done a super job in keeping a pitch out and 2 passes make sure they fell to the green turf here.
All right. So we're down around 5:15 to go in the second quarter. 4th down and 3. Palmer in the shotgun. Receiver in motion to the right side. Palmer back. He looks right. He rolls right. He's got a little room. He ducks down in towards the end zone. And he's in for the touchdown. Palmer, a 3-yard touchdown run with 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
In a shotgun position, he took the ball.
Good
and
snap.
It was a great snap that time. He looked and faked then he juked the player of the attack instead of going up the middle. He tried that, but then he made a quick jerk to the right side, and it hit Pater after that.
All right, so, the snap came back a little firmer. Earlier in the game, some of these snaps, they just float in the air. It's like time stands still, and it's like it seems like it's taking 30 seconds, and it's only a second or two. But when you zip it back there, I think it's like a pitcher that pitches and keeps the game going rather than stopping all the time, and they just keeps everybody on their toes. Palmer back to pass. Once again, he's rolling around.
He could.
He throws it instead for the touchdown. Palmer. So the touchdown and the 2-point conversion cuts
Kelvin
it
Irving on the reception.
41-14.
Yeah, Palmer did a super job, again, in shotgun position, looking left, looking right. Could have run it, just like David Solomon would said. He did take 2 steps to the middle and then found a wide receiver wide open in the back of the end zone right in front of the mercy sign.
Well, how about that? So the clock stopped at 4:26. 41-14. St. Louis Attack out here on a beautiful evening, kicking off Memorial Day weekend on the banks of the beautiful Missouri River. Folks, if you like boating, you don't even need to go to the lake. Just head on up to the confluence where the Missouri and Mississippi rivers meet. Got all the great docks and marinas up there. You got Lake Center, the Duck Club.
Woodland, you have Grafton,
Woodland.
The wineries up there. There is just so much to do.
The loading dock. I always like Kinder's.
Yep.
And then you can go over to Brussels. They got the Windmore Hotel over there. It used to be a brothel. And now it's like, back like 100 years ago. Now it's a hotel where they have these huge feasts.
Whoa.
All right, the kickoff goes into the end zone. And the attacker bringing it out. Past the 15-20. Great run back in his team territory. Alonzo Nelson down to the 14-yard line. Almost a run back for a touchdown. How about that?
I tell you, a good kick, first of all, by number 50, Sean Martinez of the Steam. He kicks that ball about 5 yards into the end zone. And as you mentioned, right there, a great run back.
It's about a 35.
So
Well, a 35-yard run back, Dave.
Takes it all the way back to the 15-yard line of the Steam.
Oh, Nelson's been very impressive. He's kind of had to fill the role that you normally see from DeAndre Jackson, just that real burner, turning on the jets. And Nelson's just done a great job using his craftiness as well as his pure speed. A couple times making plays out of nothing.
And you also want to give credit to the kickoff team. Good blocking downfield, so that opened up a lot of holes for him to use his speed. And as he came down the near side of the field and took it down as the attack take a timeout, Todd.
Yeah, you know, they're up 27 points, and that's not a lot in X-League action. You're 3:46 away from halftime, so I think the attack wants to be past the half-century mark going into half. That way they're on pace to hit 100.
Oh, 100 points would be just such a milestone. There's just something special about always getting into triple figures. That said, you want to be careful you don't run up the score, but there's a real confidence boost to the offense, and it might give this offense a status not seen since the days of Clay Grossma, Curtis Chin, Moses Regular.
I love
Scott
that guy.
Pingel.
Oh, he comes out with some names here. Great job.
There's a guy,
And
John
Sharon Edwards as well.
Was it John Kaleo before that? Wasn't he a quarterback?
Well, yeah, Justin Peary, way back when, before the Rage even went into existence.
Well, McMullen back in the game. And he hands this one off to number 28, right up the middle.
Gets back to scrimmage, nothing more.
That's Chad Stanley, and I guess that's why they pass so much. Grady is, and as far as I'm concerned, their best running back, and he's not playing tonight, it looks like. So he's getting a well-deserved night off. Hopefully it's for resting purposes.
And I've also been impressed this season by Keenan Miller as well, the fullback.
Yeah.
Keenan Miller's broken off some big runs. He has really been a difference maker. No, he's not playing either. Again, on the script that I saw, both Miller and Grady have the night off.
Well, Stark's here in the ball game. McMullen's in there. Got 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Stark in forward motion. And they hand it off again to Stanley. Stanley breaks outside, gets inside the 10-yard line to about the 9.
Well, David, I think you're right. They need to mix up the passing and the run. Again, it's usually about 70-80% passing in an indoor league over the years. And I don't know if it's different with the X League, but the thing is that they've done very little run here this evening.
Well, the X League, even more so than some of the football we've seen in the past here at Family Arena, the X League, instead of having, smaller running backs, a Sharon Edwards type of running back, you have more H-back, fullback, tight end types in the backfield. So you don't necessarily have your pure conventional running back.
There's a quick pitch out over here to Nelson. And he drops it, but he covers it up at the 14-yard line. That could be bringing up 4th down.
And that was a smart play there. McMullen pitched it out. That was not a pass. It was behind the line of scrimmage and laterally behind the line. So that was a fumble. And luckily, number 90 on the Mason Fuller, who's the fullback as well as a defensive end, tried to jump right on it, but the attack take care of it, as you mentioned, 4th down on the Steam 13-yard line.
All right, so Stark sporting those orange tennis shoes and Stanley in the yellow. In the backfield, Stanley around the left side, inside the 15-10, down to the 5, pushing down towards the 3-yard line.
Looks like he has the first.
Yes, he does.
How about that?
Would you have called that play a running play?
Yeah.
Would you?
Absolutely.
4th down in that situation? I mean, it worked, but.
Well, I'm glad they're mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, they were starting to, they're passing every down, so the linemen were ripping and rolling. The cover guys were back there, and now you got to keep them honest by running the ball and mixing it up a little bit.
Getting down to the 1-minute mark here in the second quarter.
And folks, stick around for halftime as Dave Solomon from the Big 550 KTRS and TalkSTL.com is going to be with Daryl Duran.
Exciting times. I'm so happy to see that the Ambush getting into more stability in the league, more teams, longer playoff structure. And it seems like both Daryl Duran as well as the owner of the Ambush and the attack, Andrew Haynes, they have reasserted their commitment because the Ambush essentially provides nostalgia.
Soccer team for the Ambush.
You'll have 24 teams, 4 divisions. Top 3 teams in each division will make the postseason. Each team plays 20 games, 10 home, 10 road. So you have a greater variety of opponents, especially in your division. So the Ambush, they had a real uphill battle last season as they, in their division, faced a lot of games with 2 best teams in the league, the Milwaukee Wave and Missouri Comets.
1st down and goal.
Same play.
Nelson to the right side, into the end zone, touchdown.
I think McMillan went back to coach and said, hey, I can get that play. It was the exact same play that he threw that he did not complete the pitch back.
And Scotty Boom Boom knows that TalkSTL.com is all over the St. Louis Ambush. Joe De Niro and one of the legends of soccer, not only in St. Louis, but ESPN announcer Bill McDermott doing the games for
Mr. Soccer.
Mr. Soccer.
Mr. Soccer.
Bill McDermott. I mean,
Yep.
you get a guy of that stature as Adamson goes back for the PAT, and it's good. But when you get a guy like Bill McDermott, I mean, it just brings so much credibility, to the broadcast. And then Joe De Niro does a great job, and when Bill can't make it, Fred and some of the other guys pitch hit, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of games, and I know Boom Boom that Andrew Haynes was so excited that TalkSTL.com has been teaming up with us with the St. Louis attack and, forming this great camaraderie and, possible marriage down the road.
Yeah, the press release went out as well as sign a multi-year deal with them for the broadcast as well. So we're real excited to be a part of it.
And
It's been a great year.
And you'll read that in the community news next Wednesday.
Outstanding.
You got to get a
Can
picture.
I get a picture? Gary B, can I get a picture?
All right,
operations manager.
Operations manager. You just got a raise.
And
Right?
head salesman, engineer,
Owner, operator,
board op,
associate
co-host.
producer.
I want to see your business card. How do you do that?
I don't have one. I'll be like, hey, call me.
He's like, here, let me take a picture of your card. All right.
Whoa!
And, oh my God! Anderson squibs this one,
And it worked.
and it came back, and the attack have the ball.
Do you think they did that on purpose, Todd?
I mean, I thought it was a squib kick. I didn't know it was going to bounce off one of the Steam and into the arms of number 22.
Antonio Nelson with the recovery right off the Steam player. I mean, it just rocketed off the Steam player's foot, and Antonio Nelson was all over it.
Now, are they brothers, Antonio and Alonzo? We need to find that out. We're going to put Dave Solomon on that. So 59 seconds to go. Kind of a long first half. Lots of scoring. I mean, 48 points for the attack.
Yeah, line drive kick, as you mentioned there. Line drive kick went off of number 90, Mason Fuller of the Steam, and then ricocheted right back to an attack, and the attack recovers it on their own 12-yard line.
Robert Kemp back in at quarterback.
First and 10, 59 seconds to go in the half.
Oh,
Kent
boy.
back. He's
Oh.
going for all the marbles.
Is that a touch?
Oh, right
Just
off
over
the
the
hand of
outstretched
Dunston.
arms. And that's going to bring up second down. And within a minute, the clock has stopped.
Well, Vince Lombardi said if you can touch it, you should catch it.
Well, he could have laid out and probably, if he would have dove for that, he might have had it.
I think so.
Possibly. Well, folks, the St. Louis Attack will also be hosting an X-Bowl banquet on Friday, June 13th to honor both teams in the X-Bowl. They're going to present X-Bowl League regular season awards, and our invitations came today, and we're very excited to be coming down to the banquet.
Was my invitation in there too?
We didn't see that one yet, but
Where's the associate producer?
we'll ask Andrew and Brad Cleveland about that one. We'll see, can Gary come in? We're going to pop the side door for him.
That's right.
Actually, you may be the master of ceremonies.
MC.
How about that?
I think I'm waiting tables.
Or bussing.
A celebrity busser.
There you go.
Right.
Washing dishes. Scotty they'll have him in the kitchen behind the door.
They told me I got tips, so that's why I agreed to do it.
Sirloin tips.
You know, every little bit helps.
That's right.
All right, second down and 5. Clock stopped.
Who's at quarterback?
Kent back to pass.
Yep.
He pumps it. He's not playing. He goes into the end zone. Oh! And Nelson slams against the boards.
I guess he forgot the wall was there.
Who put that wall there?
Good thing there was padding on that.
Good thing he had a face mask,
And
too.
I'd say that I think the little kid in the front row has to change his underwear. I think, there he goes. Mom's taking him back into the changing station. At least flip it inside out. 46 seconds to go. Third down and 5. The attack, they're not playing, man. They're going for the home run ball almost on every play. Kent back to pass. This time he's got Nelson on the near side. Ooh, thrown down by Palmer. Palmer going both ways with a little chip on his shoulder, and he threw him down with a vengeance.
Only allowed him 2 yards to the 19-yard line with the clock stopped or running at 28 seconds.
You know, if I'm the attack, I hope to burn as much time as possible and get this thing into halftime.
And I'm really surprised they have not run the ball. You're exactly right.
10 seconds.
And that's what they do.
Over to Nelson. Nelson up to the 25-yard line. He's got the first down.
And that's going to end it.
Well, they
stopped
stopped the clock with the first down.
Oh.
Will the attack take their last time out?
And there's a player down. It sure looks like it.
The heck? What was that?
Looks like Boom Boom's part of the entertainment tonight, too. He brought some of his toys with him, and, well, there's a timeout on the field. There's a player down at the 20-yard line, the 25-yard line, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Demand Martin, he is the safety, and he took the brunt of that. That particular play was a pitch out to the far side, and as they were coming up the field right at midfield, number 9, Demand Martin, took head-on-head as he gets up off the green turf, and they say, what city are you in? He goes, I don't know.
Man, they're going to have to bring these guys home in an ambulance. They're buzzed. They might as well paint it as a Red Cross or a Mercy shuttle.
And I mean, this is a tough game, guys. Guys and gals out there. I'm not laughing at these guys, but I mean, they put everything they can into every play.
They lay it out on the line.
They do.
So 48-14. As we're waiting for the timeout to end. Looks like they might just be taking a knee. Nah.
No, they will not.
Kent, no, he's
going to put it in the end zone.
There he goes back, 5-step
he's
drop.
wide open.
He's going to the end zone.
They were pushed. Well,
maybe they got tangled up.
Yeah, they got tangled
Jordan
up.
They're going to call that at the end of the first half. So with the score, St. Louis Attack 48 and the Savannah Steam 14. We'll be back with halftime highlights and our interview, Dave Solomon's interview with Daryl Duran after these messages from TalkSTL.com.
You're listening to TalkSTL.com, the home of St. Louis Attack football. A broken phone means hassle to some. To others, catastrophe. Don't replace it, repair it. CPR has 8 area locations to fix it and get you on your way. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com. Your phone has water damage? CPR can fix it. Cracked screen? CPR can fix it. Broken tablets, laptops, game systems, or any other device? CPR can fix it. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com. 8 locations in the St. Louis Metro. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com to find a store near you. CPR can fix it.
Hi, it's Joe, and I'm awake today. You want to know why? Organo Gold Coffee. I discovered this about a year ago, and I can't stop drinking because there's no caffeine crash. It doesn't raise my stress level like life does. It doesn't dehydrate me. It balances my pH level. I get a lot of energy out of it. It's easy to make, and it's darn tasty. If you have not tried Organo Gold Coffee, you need to. You can go to ourcoffeeguy.com. It's easy. It's simple. It's coffee. It's Organo Gold.
Kick off your summer with the Cards and Giants at Busch Stadium on May 30th through June 1st in a weekend full of fun and great giveaways for the whole family, including a Cardinals beach towel, a kid's replica Adam Wainwright jersey, and a free ticket to Six Flags. That's not all. All weekend long, kids will receive a free ticket to a future 2014 Cardinals game. Don't wait. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Joe Kelly, and I love the summer, and I also love the beach. That's why I'm excited to tell you about one-of-a-kind Cardinals beach towel giveaway on Friday, May 30th, when we play the Giants. First 25,000 fans will take home this Cardinals towel on May 30th. It's all part of the kickoff to summer weekend.
The weekend features a beach towel, the kids' replica Wainwright jersey, Six Flags Day, and a family attractions card.
Woo! Is that nice to see?
Make sure you get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Talk STL would like to give all of you a friendly reminder that although you are enjoying our broadcast on your mobile devices, please do not text and drive. Hi, I'm Reese. I want my parents, my brother, and my sister to be around me my whole life. I don't let my parents text while they're driving. But that doesn't mean someone else couldn't be the cause of an accident. That would break my heart. Whether you have kids or not, don't take a chance on your life or ours. Please do not text and drive.
When building the TalkSTL.com studios, we needed window tints to hide all the nefarious going-ons inside the studio. When giving away the free car, we needed our sponsors proudly displayed. We made a phone call to Custom Tints, 636-327-8468, 636-327-8468. If you want to shield the sun on your car or want your home or business windows tinted, Custom Tints goes all out and makes sure you get what you paid for. That's why they've been in business for 14 years. Wrapping and tinting. Tinting and wrapping. That's what they do. And they do it well. With over 13 automotive films in stock and 9 residential and business films, they have something to shield the sun so you can be comfortable. Find them online at CustomTintsInc.com. Custom Tints, shielding the sun like no one else can. CustomTintsInc.com. Get that sun out of your eyes at Custom Tints.
Hey, y'all. Join us, Talk STL, as our live country music show is happening this Saturday, 7 o'clock at Brewski's Highway K in O'Fallon. Here's the deal. 4 country singer-songwriters, Nicole Dawn, a Nashville recording artist, also James Breedwell, songwriter for Blake Shelton, Florida Georgia Line, as well as artist on The Voice and American Idol. Local artist Billy Berry will be there recording a live CD of his greatest hits, and Yankee Barbecue. How about that? Going to entertain classic blues rock songs. So join us this Saturday. Mosey on down to Brewski's at Highway K in O'Fallon. It's Talk STL's Billy Bash this Saturday. Milt.
A good used car at a good price is hard to find these days. They're usually overpriced, unreliable, and you got to deal with the stereotypical used car guy. Lake St. Louis Auto Collection has taken the hassle out of buying a used car and actually made it an enjoyable experience. Look them up at ourcarguy.com, or you can actually stop by exit 212 off of Highway 70. Lake St. Louis Auto Collection. Good cars, good prices, good people. Lake St. Louis Auto Collection, ourcarguy.com.
And welcome back to St. Louis Attack Football alongside Todd Blackstock. I'm David Solomon on TalkSTL.com, and I am here with the head coach of the St. Louis Ambush, Daryl Duran, where just this Wednesday, the Ambush announced that they are taking part in the Major Arena Soccer League. 24 teams, a lot of old historic favorites such as the San Diego Sockers, Dallas Sidekicks are back in the 24-team league. And Daryl, just how nice is it to finally be in a league, plenty of teams, not having to worry about will we have enough teams? Just what are the benefits to this new league?
Well, I think it's a lot of benefits. Number one is, as a coach, obviously you're going to see more players, different coaches, different strategies from other coaches, and you're not turning around next weekend and playing the same teams over and over again. So I think that's a plus, but I also think the fans get to see other players and other teams and other cities. So I think it's going to be a good mix for everybody. Obviously, it is a big jump from 7 to 24, but I think it's going to be great for our city to see a lot more teams, a lot more talent. And then as far as coaching, I mean, I know a lot of the other coaches, even though we haven't played against them yet. A lot of players that I've played with in the past are now coaching, so it's going to be fun just to see those guys again, but also to go out there and beat them.
Yes, and I should mention for those of you indoor soccer loyalists out there, Tattoo back again, coaching the Dallas Sidekicks as well. But as we continue here on TalkSTL.com with Daryl Duran, Ambush finished their inaugural season in this incarnation last year. A rough overall record, but a lot of bright spots. Just what were some of the positives seeing some of the emerging talent like Corey Adamson, Corey Dahl, Chad Vandergriff, etc.?
Well, I think that's the main focus. I mean, our main thing was to get a lot of local talent. I knew going into the season we were going to take some lumps. I didn't think it would be that bad, but we did learn a lot. And I want to get a good core back. I'm looking at 7-8 players that played last year as far as the young guys go. I'm looking to add a couple more experienced players. But I think, like you mentioned, Chad Vandergriff, Corey Adamson, Corey Dahl, these are players that really played well, I think, for me all year. And a year backing right now is just going to help them for the upcoming season. I do hope Elvir Kefedzik comes back. He's right now rehabbing a knee. I think when we lost him early on for the whole year, I think that really kind of hurt us up top. And then Jeff DiMaria, my assistant coach, he was out for about 8 games, but also was fighting stuff all season. So this offseason, I think he's going to be healthy and come back strong. So, and I think if we get those guys back, we add a couple more of the young guys, and then I get about 2 or 3 more experienced guys, then I'll be ready to go.
You mentioned the experience factor. Just how big of a deal is it for guys to get experience playing the indoor game with its nuances and slightly different rules?
Well, I mean, I think the more they play, the better they're going to get. And now with our affiliation with the Piasol team in Illinois, I think that's just going to benefit our young players. We're also going to put on an outdoor game at the soccer park, which is August 9th at 7 o'clock or 7:30 at night. We're either going to play, hopefully, the Comets, if not a local team, FC Boro, hopefully. But we're definitely going to play an outdoor game. So I'm hoping, out of the tryouts, field some players that I can look at not only in the outdoor, but we'll be going on the indoor circuit, obviously, after that. But I'm also going to be looking at the tryouts for the Illinois Piasol team. I don't know if we're going to have them right before the ambush tryouts or right after. Tony, how you doing? But anyway, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on, probably late July or early August, and then we'll just keep it rolling all the way through September.
A lot of fun things to look forward to, and again, TalkSTL.com is your home of the St. Louis Ambush as well as the St. Louis Attack. That was Ambush head coach and indoor soccer legend number 7, Daryl Duran. I'm David Solomon. Todd Blackstock and I will be back after this. You're listening to St. Louis Attack football on TalkSTL.com.
This is St. Louis Attack football with Todd Blackstock and Mike McNeil on TalkSTL.com.
And as we all know, Mike McNeil has signed with the Carolina Panthers, and so he's no longer on our broadcast. And I was talking to his cousin last weekend, and apparently Mike was kind of broken up about leaving St. Louis, and especially he was really wanting to broadcast these games. And he did a fine job, and we were happy to have him. Dave, I know you had a good time getting to meet him. I know Gary B. was excited that we had a NFL player up here in the booth, and Scotty Boom Boom was pretty pumped.
Well, it was such a great dynamic. He provided great insights into the game. Really good to see a guy currently playing, getting ready to get a jump on his career after football, too. And plus, Mike also had the advantage of having played with some of these players in high school, so he had kind of an insight and some extra familiarity with the team and just what it's like to go through the grind of playing professional football at any level.
He's a hell of a guy. So we got about 3.5 minutes left. You got a Solomon report for us?
I have a Solomon report for you, and by the way, I hope you all enjoyed the interview with Daryl Duran, St. Louis Ambush returning for another season at Family Arena. But I think the biggest key for the Attack, guys stepping up. You've seen playmakers, guys who maybe have been on the background or reserve roles stepping up. I think it's been great seeing both McMullen and Kent with a timeshare. Mike McMullen, 4 of 6 passing, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Robert Kent stepped right in, had a couple rough spots. He was trying to go deep at the end of the second quarter, and then took him a couple of tries in the first quarter. But when he has been on, 4 of 9 completions, 44 yards, 1 touchdown. Jordan Stark has really emerged as the number 1 receiver with no DeAndre Jackson, no Chris Head. Jordan Stark, 3 receptions, 64 yards, a touchdown, really using that height and that length. Alonzo Nelson, stats don't really tell the story, but he has really used the speed element to try to kind of take DeAndre Jackson's place in there. And I've also been pleasantly surprised by Chad Stanley running the ball 6 times for 30 yards. He doesn't usually see the time of day at running back. But the biggest story, the defense. Bernard Quinn has been making himself, he has been the X factor of the game. In fact, he might be a candidate if Corey Adamson doesn't come through and catch a pass or score a touchdown or do anything other than kick today. Bernard Quinn might be a candidate for your Paul Minio's player of the game.
That's right.
He has a fumble recovery, a sack, and it's just been in the quarterback or pseudo-quarterback's face. I should also note that Anthony Scott, the Savannah Steam starting quarterback, he went down with a lower body injury. I don't want to speculate,
but
he had it's called he just got demolished
Mr. Quinn.
By Mr. Quinn. First one ankle, maybe another knee, so that's why I'm just going with lower body.
Turned into a
Aaron
safety.
Palmer, Yeoman's effort, showing off some athleticism. But as you know, in this league, it's a passing league, indoor football. When you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to get very many points.
Well, the second half of the game, or the second quarter of the game, what Coach McKinney ended up doing is he had 2 series of each quarterback. He had number 13 out there, Mike McMullen, for 2 series. And then the next 2 series, he'd have Robert Kent out there. So it was kind of neat that he allowed Kent to get out there, get his feet wet, get his timing down, because a lot of these passes are touch passes. And you saw at the very beginning, his touch passes were a little long. He put too much mustard on them. But then as the game progressed, or the second quarter progressed, he started nailing it.
I have to give a lot of credit to the Savannah Steam because it looked like after the first quarter we were looking at maybe 130 points. But their defense stiffened up. Despite losing their starting quarterback, Anthony Scott, they've remained in this ballgame.
Oh, very much so. They've really rallied around, and I'm taking advantage again of the attack, trying to work different players who don't normally see time on offense. But the Steam, they could have easily folded. They could have easily said, hey, we lost our quarterback. We've got a long bus ride. Let's just get on the bus and go home to Savannah. But instead, they're really putting up a fight, really a valiant effort. And, hey, this is the X League. Double scoring in the final minute. You look at this, a 34-point lead for the attack. And in reality, once the final minute hits, it's as good as 17. And in the indoor game, short field, you never know what's going to happen as we get ready to start the third quarter.
And I agree exactly, David, because in reading, I went to the website of the Steam, and they've been playing quite well over the past couple of games, according to their website. I have not seen them, but they were talking about how their offense, their defense are starting to gel together. The guys are getting together and learn more about each other, and that's what naturally farms a team when they get it all together.
And keep in mind, the Steam aren't playing any home games either. They were hastily assembled. The former Pennsylvania Steam, Pennsylvania ownership sold the team to Savannah. So it's a miracle.
You got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they got heart and game. As we start the third quarter, we're going to turn the play-by-play action over to our multi-purpose talented individual broadcaster over here to our right, Mr. Dave Solomon. So you take on the play-by-play, stat, color, and sideline duties. Keep your Facebook pages and statistics going for the third quarter.
Will do. As the St. Louis attack, they will get the ball in the kickoff as the Steams kick off. The attack field the ball 3 yards in the end zone. It's Kelvin Williams out to the 5, the 10, 15-yard line, getting a couple blocks out to the 20. Williams, 25-yard line before he gets taken down by a host of Steam tacklers. It looks like they'll spot that ball at the 22-yard line. Just a host of Steam players, including Courtney Reese, in on the tackle. And the attack start the second half with great field position. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line of Savannah. As we wait and see, it looks like Robert Kent getting the start at quarterback for the third quarter.
Yeah, how about that? Beautiful run back. I mean, that was just very, very smooth. It was very enjoyable watching that. It was great blocking on that play. And here the attack are, 1st and 10 as we start the second half.
Robert Kent under center. Stanley, the running back. 3 wide receivers. Alonzo Nelson, the receiver in motion. Kent looking, looks to pass. Hits Jordan Stark on the far sideline. Stark gets it to the 15, fighting his way along the boards. Looks like he's taken down somewhere past the 10-yard line. A couple Steam tacklers on the play. It looks like Aaron Palmer was in on it, the now quarterback, as well as Courtney Reese. We'll see where they mark it officially. They give him to the 9-yard line, so it is now 1st and goal at the 9. 13-yard reception for Jordan Stark.
Kent has kind of a sidearm throw as well, doesn't he?
That was a bullet. I saw that, and Kent Stark got that ball, and he showed he's got that big body. and he just kind of bounces off people. But I'm very impressed by Kent's arm.
75 yards receiving on the evening for Stark. First and goal at the 9. Stark the man in motion. Kent pitches back to Stanley, the running back. He walks into the end zone. 9-yard touchdown run. Chad Stanley. 13:41 to go here in the third quarter. Attack lead 54-14.
Great block there by Casey Geiger on the left side. 6'5", 312-pound tackle from Lindenwood University, right down the street.
And also the home of Pierre Desert, drafted in the 4th round, the first Lindenwood player drafted by an NFL franchise. You know, D.D. Dorsey played in the league, but the 4th round draft pick of the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations, Pierre. You got the whole St. Charles rooting for you.
The Haitian.
Great story there.
Yes, it is a great story.
Cordy Adamson on for the extra point. The ball is down, the kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right. Mike McMullen having a little trouble with the snap.
Yeah, it hit the right upright there, and again, he's pulled a couple of those. The very first extra point attempt of the game, he pulled it far right. This one, he pulled it a little to the right, naturally, as it did hit the upright, and unfortunately went to the far right side.
Well,
hi, this is Chef Larry G with Championship Catering. We cater all your special events, including weddings, banquets, and more. Be a guest at your own party.
Exactly right.
Check us out at championshipcatering.com.
And it's kind of difficult. He doesn't really look that smooth out there. Naturally, he is a quarterback. He's got great hands, but the bringing the ball catching the ball from the center, putting it on the ground, spinning it, the laces facing forward, and putting your finger on it, it doesn't look like it's real fluid.
No doubt about that. Well, we've got 13:25 to go here in the third quarter. Corey Adamson going to show off that left leg of his as he gets set to kick off, and he barrels it deep into the end zone and out of the end zone, a battle by the fans. It's a scrum, another souvenir, and the Savannah Steam will start the drive at their own 20.
I tell you, when these kickoffs come around, I'm saying, you do get up 1 point if you do put it between the uprights when you kick off. And again, that particular one, he pulled it again. So he's consistently pulling the ball here this evening, which I'm sure he'll look at the tapes and everything before the 14th of June when the X Bowl does come around, that he'll correct that
problem. No doubt. And the biggest key is avoiding the return. And I'd also like to point out one unique feature of the Family Arena this year. By eliminating the center scoreboard, it used to be with the River City Rage, you couldn't get the point by kicking it through the uprights because you had to go to the side to avoid the scoreboard or squib kick it. Well, Aaron Palmer back in at quarterback, the converted wide receiver. First down and 10 on the 20 for the Savannah Steam. You have Mason Fuller, the fullback. He's a defensive lineman size, also doubling as a kicker. He's blocking for Fuller. Snap is back. Fuller looking. Overthrows all his receivers. I don't know who that one was going to. I guess Duran Henry was in the vicinity, but that was grossly overthrown. Second down and 10.
David, he never got the grip of the ball. It was basically in the palm of his hands, and it was almost like a shot put when he threw it out. He did have the spiral on it, but there was no direction to it, and it was really just tossed. When he threw it out there, kind of a lob.
And again, Palmer might be feeling the impact of the attack's pressure. Bernard Quinn and company, they have just been all over the quarterbacks, already knocked one guy out of the game, so he doesn't have much time to throw, and Palmer has not completed a pass since his first of the game. Second down and 10, Steam on their own 20. Palmer directing the receiver in motion, that's Kelvin Irving. Palmer back to pass, a host of pressure. He gets hit. And that ball goes incomplete out of the end zone, and a nice little leap over the boards for the St. Louis Attack's Brian Lowry as he tries to retrieve that ball before it becomes a souvenir. But it's third down and 10 now from the 20.
Well, one thing about it, too, is we kept talking about the center, the original center, Matt Kennedy of the Steam, kept snapping the ball, hitting his booty, rolling it on the ground. Well, there's a new center now, Sean Martinez, who is the kicker / tight end / defensive end that's in there. And so far in this third quarter, we're 11 minutes and 27 seconds left in this third quarter. He's done a pretty good job in snapping that ball.
And it was a change you had to make. I mean, those snaps were just killing the Steam. As right now it is third down and 10, 11:14 to go here in the third quarter. Steam with the ball in their own 20. Irving the man in motion. Palmer fakes, gets a hole, runs it to the 25 before he's tripped up. And that one is down. Marcus Dickinson, it looks like, in on the tackle, but still not enough. 4th down, we'll call it 4th down and 4.
He was in the shotgun position, faked the pass and did the draw right up the middle. Really didn't have any blocking. He did get on the other side of the field, so they are in the attack territory. But as you mentioned, a good long 4 yards.
Oh yeah, it's time for the attack defense to really earn that point. Again, in the X League, you get a point for a defensive stop. So it's time to see if the attack defense can get another point on the board and start the climb to triple digits. 4th down and 4. Palmer, the quarterback in the shotgun, gets the snap, attack with the pressure, and he finds the receiver, Duran Harvey, on the sidelines, and it looks like he comes up with that ball, as that was just a little out of our sight. Harvey with the 1st down, and that ball is be spotted at the 17. Looks like it's a 7-yard reception.
Harvey, a smart wide receiver, came downfield, knew exactly where he needed to be, did receive that ball, and immediately got popped. I mean, literally popped by Brian Lowry, hitting very, very hard as that safety.
Oh, Lowry's been doing a little of everything this game. Hard hits, a little pass breakup action, even taking a stint or two at wide receiver. But right now it's 1st and 10 from the 17. Palmer, the quarterback in the shotgun, takes the snap, fumbles the snap, gets it back, looking, scrambling. He's making a run for it. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown Steam. Aaron Palmer getting it done with his legs, and we have a couple late flags, a little skirmish. St. Louis attack, you cannot have anyone get ejected from this game and missing the X Bowl.
No, it happened in the end zone. As you mentioned, the snap was right there to Palmer behind the line of scrimmage there. He drops it. When he picks it up, he sees a hole right up the middle, and so he takes advantage of it because he is quick. Picks up the ball, it bounced right to him, which was nice, and right at the 20-yard line, he takes it to the middle, loaf of bread in his hands, goes to the far left side, and makes it easy. But unfortunately, number 2, Whittier ends up kind of pushing him to the ground after the play, and that's going to hurt them after the kickoff.
Big time. You can't let penalties kill you and get Savannah
right
back in this game. Well, right now, the Steam, nothing to lose, going for 2. Palmer's back in the shotgun. You have Harvey, one receiver. It looks like Kelvin Irving will be the man in motion. He takes off. Palmer gets the snap under heavy pressure, kind of sidearms it. Incomplete as it's right at Brian Lowry's feet as Palmer gets knocked down. The point after, no good. 8:49 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The attack leads the Steam 54-20 right here on TalkSTL.com.
Gerard Powell was right in his face. Did not allow him to get any kind of a pass going there. On his back, on his heels, and he just tossed the ball. Luckily, it was not intercepted.
Oh, it was definitely very fortunate on that one. But again, the attack taking advantage of the Steam not really having a bona fide kicker. Mason Fuller might be the biggest guy on the field. He's also doubling as the kicker. But at the attack, when they've been in some roster crunches, when Adamson sat, defensive lineman Jason Null has taken over the kicking duties and done not a bad job for a man his size.
You know, and Savannah's just staying in this ball game, man. They're just kind of fighting for their life, but they won't go away.
And give them credit. I mean, I thought their coach, we talked to him pregame, has done an excellent job keeping them motivated, refused to give up, refused to acknowledge that he was facing a daunting task of facing the best team in the league. He is determined for the Steam, even with all this adversity, to come out with a victory. As right now, Mason Fuller getting ready to kick off. Actually, they're switching it up a little. Might be Sean Martinez, the now center.
Who's that limping around?
About half the team.
Well, the third player from the left.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, you have 22. Brandon Burke. He's a defensive end.
They're like a mass unit out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard-hitting game, man. On both sides of the ball, there's been some just tremendous collisions out here.
Oh, you got Martinez kicking off. Martinez gets the ball to the 5-yard line to the 1, and it's Kelvin Williams taking it back again. Williams at 5, 10, 15, finds a hold to the 25. Gets out to about the 23-yard line before Quasi Williams and Renard Denson take him down.
You know, Kelvin Williams did his best. Aeneas Williams right there, sporting the number 35 jersey. He just plucked that ball out of the air like Aeneas Williams did so many times, ran it back up. That was awesome.
And Aeneas Williams doing a great job in the community, too, as they give Kennard out to the 20.
And Todd, you mentioned it. Who's limping back there? Number 22 I mentioned, Brandon Burke. Brandon Burke was the one who went down to try to tackle, and he had a juke put on him, and it twisted his ankle even more, so he's limping off the field.
That's literally faked him out of his jock.
Well, we have 10 yards taken off of that one. That ball was advanced to the Steam 20, but due to the penalty after the touchdown, the tackle instead take over on their own 20, and Mike McMullen back in the game at quarterback for the St. Louis Attack. So it's first down and 10 from the Attack 20. Dunston in at one receiver spot. Stark the other wide out. It looks like you have Alonzo Nelson in the slot. Dunston will be the man in motion on the far sideline. McMullen takes the snap, one step back, hits Nelson on the far sideline. Nelson evading defenders, goes in for the 30-yard touchdown. Attack, 8:16 to go. Attack up by 40, 60-20 over the Steam.
I think they should start running the ball.
I'll tell you, it was a quick pass to the right side. He turned on the afterburners and just bolted through 3 would-be tacklers to the far right side and broke that plane.
Woo. Coach told us before the game to look out for him as he fills in for Jackson tonight, and boy, he's been outstanding.
True that.
Oh, that was just a great play. And Nelson just has really done a great job, too, like I said, utilizing his speed. First touchdown pass of the game. And that one for 30 yards, giving him 48 yards receiving as the ball is up. Corey Adamson's kick. Wide right, but he might be doing it again as we have a flag on the play.
Well, remember, they're pointing at number 90, Mason Fuller of the Steam, who has his helmet off. He's at midfield with his coach, but all the rest were all the zebras were pointing at him. So I'm sure it was against him, and I love the sound music in the background, Mr. Boomer.
Boom, boom.
Boom Boom doing an awesome job. He is the man, the myth behind TalkSTL.com.
He really is.
I'll call him executive producer. He's no associate in my book. Thanks for the airtime, by the way.
You just want that mic on.
I love it.
He is clinging to life there with that.
I know where my bread is buttered. Well, Adamson with a try again. That snap is back. Ball is up. This kick is good.
He seems to be better on his second tries tonight for sure.
It's kind of like when the guy, he hogs the ball and you take his ball home. When he gets mad, we're going to take Dave's mic away from him.
Well, in that case, Corey Adamson talked to his holder and said, "You angle me," and you could see
Definitely. One of these games, maybe if not the X Bowl, then another game, when we have a sideline reporter, we should give some sounds of the game as long as it's family friendly, because you would be fascinated by what you would hear.
We're going to try to get Diva Lee back for the X Bowl.
Why don't you mic one of the guys?
Well, Boom Boom, what do you think about that? I don't know. Those mics are pretty expensive.
Yeah.
We're on a tight budget, so.
What, we're going to put lavaliers on the guys on the field?
We might have to do that for the sidelines.
Helmet cams. There you go.
Well, Corey Adamson set to kick off for the Attack. Let's see if he can get one from the uprights. That would be essentially a 58-yard field goal if he does.
And he's got the leg for it.
Oh, yeah. Corey Adamson, no doubt. He's one of the most exciting players for the ambush as well.
Just
but
a
the
little
lefty
guy.
kicks it off to the back of the end zone, too wide, and into the stands. There's a battle for it, a scrum, and that ball doesn't hit the ground. Give number 8 in the stands a contract.
Oh, they're fighting over it.
Oh, yeah. If they were players, they'd be suspended of that brawl. If you want your ball, come on out to the Expo here, June 14th, Family Arena. Free tickets available at several locations. Check us out at TalkSTL.com. We're going to be giving tickets away. And Scotty Boom Boom, what do we have going on tomorrow night? Or tomorrow?
The Billy Bash. Is that what you're asking me about?
Billy Bash.
The Billy Bash. Tomorrow at Brewski's in O'Fallon off of Highway K. It's 4 country artists. James Breedwell will be there, a renowned singer-songwriter out of Nashville that's worked with artists from American Idol and The Voice and America's Got Talent and things like that. So
that's legit.
Got some good things going on. Yeah, very legit songwriter.
And
absolutely.
I understand we're going to have some free Attack tickets, too.
We are giving away the X-Bowl tickets tomorrow. We have quite a few, so come by, just ask us for them, and we'll have a good old stack there for you to come on down to the game.
Be a good old time out there. Bring your cowboy boots and your hat.
Ride 'em, cowboy.
Oh, Well, Savannah Steam are taking over. First down and 10, their own 20-yard line, 7:08 to go.
Wait a minute.
Aaron Palmer at quarterback, and
I think he's offsides.
Kelvin Irving decided to take off before the ball was snapped, well before, and we have a flag on the field.
Hell, I think he was running home.
He might be trying to get a head start on that bus.
Run.
Well, the 30-second clock was winding down, and the halfback or fullback, Mason Fuller of the Steam, was trying to tell his quarterback to call a timeout. Never did.
And then again, you're seeing the inexperience of Aaron Palmer, a quarterback not used to manning the position.
Yeah.
And it's the little things, whether it's exchanges, the snap count, getting on the same page. Also a new center as well. So all sorts of factors contributing to the penalty, making it first down and 15 for the Steam. 6:47 to go and counting from their own 15. Right now, Aaron Palmer, the quarterback, really needs to start taking some chances, maybe trying to set up plays to use his legs as Palmer gets back in the shotgun. He is standing at the 10. Receiver in motion is off. Ball is snapped. Palmer looking, scrambling, getting to the outside, but the attack, they don't let him get out there. A couple players in on the tackle.
Number 22 right there especially.
Antonio Nelson in it.
And Antonio just got pushed by the quarterback of the Steam.
We have another flag on that play as well.
And that's what the penalty is all about.
And I tell you what, Coach McKinney is going to have to start getting nervous here because you do not want to face one of your star players getting a suspension by, in a game like this. He's got to tell these guys to keep their heads. Keep your head. The guy pushes you, turn your back. Turn the cheek.
Yeah, he ran onto the field there real quick and talked to his coach, Chief, and said, Chief, settle these guys down, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, that penalty's on the Steam. It's going back to the 6-yard line.
And the penalty was was the quarterback, Aaron Palmer, again, pushing number 22 after the play, put him on his back, and they did a pretty good roll as the coach of the attack is doing the flip-flop.
He is. I thought that was a very mature play by the attack player for not retaliating.
Oh, big time. You can't afford to lose it. And stupid for the Steam and Aaron Palmer as well. You're the emergency quarterback. You don't want to bring out, as Marshall Falk called himself, a disaster quarterback, as right now we have 2nd and 14. Palmer in his own end zone, throwing flat-footed to the sideline.
Great catch!
Give that fan. That fan just nailed it as he
did.
knocks off the pad on the board as well.
And he gets a high five from Dickinson.
You see, that's the beauty. For just a great affordable price, you can be right on top of the action in the first 7 rows here at Family Arena.
And the players are giving you handshakes and high fives and acknowledgments.
You can't get that at the Edward Jones Dome, folks. This is where to go if you want to be right on top of the action and not take out a second mortgage.
Have you seen the beer prices?
What do you think, Boom Boom?
Why does everyone keep going to me at the end of this?
Because you're the man. Yeah.
I got nothing to say.
You be the man.
Well,
we just like saying boom boom.
Well, you can never get enough boom boom.
Ain't that the truth?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty's got his wife beater on here tonight.
Well, third down and 24. The Steam with the ball on their own 6-yard line. Palmer in the shotgun, gets the man in motion, gets the snap in his end zone, facing heavy pressure, escapes a couple attack tacklers, flows flat-footed, middle of the field. Marcus Dickinson with a great breakup, no flag on the play. Intended receiver was Duran Harvey. 4th down and 24, and we've got a player down. It's Gerard Powell. He is down on the 5-yard line. Flag on the play as well in the backfield, and the St. Louis attack cannot afford to lose Gerard Powell.
He doesn't look like he's very happy.
No, Gerard Powell is livid as the trainers, the fine trainers from Mercy Healthcare are attending to him.
Oh, boy. That's the price you pay.
You can't afford anyone to get hurt in this game.
Oh, boy.
Looks like a knee, his right knee.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are playing all out. It's deep into the 3rd quarter right now, and, you got a 41-point lead. I know it's not insurmountable, but, Coach has got to start thinking about bringing in some of the role players.
Yeah, a couple penalties on there. An illegal player downfield was one of the calls, and I think there was another one too, wasn't there, David?
Yeah, I saw there was another call. The play stands, 4th down. I couldn't tell. We don't have any officials' microphones, so we're trying to do our best lip reading here from the upper reaches of the Family Arena.
Well, just by his motions, his body language, when he flipped over, he looked like he was incredibly upset, and he had the look of someone that was injured. Very, very
As he
bad.
is now helped up onto his feet.
Oh, he can't walk.
And he's getting assistance,
Oh,
limping
no.
off the field. He
That
is
could
not
be the
putting
year.
any.
That's it. He's done.
He is not putting any weight, it looks like, on his right
Oh,
leg.
he's done for the year.
But
He looks like he's got a broken ankle or knee.
it looks gruesome.
Oh, boy. Stud defensive tackle Gerard Powell out of Kirkwood is out. He's being carried off the field right now, and this is a horrible situation. He is the block anchor on the left side of that defense, and his players, his teammates, his comrades are carrying him off the field. This is a terrible moment.
Oh, just awful.
I mean,
and the attack, he is one of the players who make the biggest impact when he's missed games before or left games early. You just see that teams just exploit his side of the field with the running game. It's up to the rest of his attack teammates to step up and batten down the hatches.
What a heartbreaker. I just feel like the air has been let out of me.
And you know what? What's crazy? He is still in the on the bench, leaning over,
supporting his teammate. But
he doesn't want to leave his brothers.
But and coach finally, or one of the assistant coaches says, "You
got to get him to the trainers.
Get some attention." Yeah.
Well, right now we've got
some ice on it.
fourth down and a long way to go. I would say it is almost 30 yards to go. It's on the 3.5-yard line.
26.
Palmer in the end zone. Looks some more. Still scrambling out to the 10. And he gets taken down by Christopher Cooper and Antonio Nelson at the 14-yard line. 1 point for the attack for the defensive stop. 63-20. 3:59. Make that 62-20. 3:59 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we were alluding to the fact that you don't want anybody to get suspended or get in a fight, but you also don't want to get anybody hurt. And Gerard cannot put any pressure as he's finally going through the tunnel right now. It's a heartbreaker. I don't see how this young man could come back and play in the X-Ball, but our thoughts and prayers are with Gerard Powell and his family. And
at the very least, may
my
just make a
goodness.
full recovery so that he can play next year if he chooses to.
I mean, the way it looks, that would be the best case scenario. If he was lucky, he could come back next year, but he's a beast, and this is the worst possible thing that could happen.
Worst
to the
possible
attack.
time for that type of injury is Mike McMullen into the game at quarterback. First down and 10 for the attack on their own 15. McMullen fakes, then throws the ball away.
Well, it's time to get McMullen out of the game, too. I mean,
And it looks like they're going to give him intentional grounding on that one, as there was absolutely no receiver.
He was still in the pocket, and he basically tried to hand off to a halfback. Nobody was home, so he immediately, before he got hit, which was kind of smart, tossed the ball to the far left side. Unfortunately, he was not outside the tackles, which would have been okay, but in that particular case, he threw the ball, so intentional grounding, 5 yards,
But
comes back.
at this point of the game, you just don't want to get hurt.
Right.
You just want to run it down. You know, you're still on the Savannah Steam's 20-yard line now, as it's second down and 15 rather.
And again, Todd.
Actually, they didn't take down the loss of down, so it looks like they're still calling it first down and 15, unless that's a mistake on the field.
That is a mistake because that's a loss of down
Yeah,
as well.
I would think so, unless the intentional grounding wasn't the play. As McMullen, quick drop back, fires, attended that one for
say get him
Alonzo
out of the
Nelson,
game.
and that was way off the mark.
Well, it miscommunication right there.
Yeah.
Jordan Stark looked at his quarterback, and his quarterback said that was supposed to be a post pattern. And Stark just was not on the right page.
I honestly think right now the team is shocked.
Oh,
they just
I
lost
wholeheartedly agree with you.
I mean, they're thinking with Gerard right now, and there's got to be that they just see the guy carry it off, and it's going to take a play or two to get their minds back.
And they're changing it now. The referee is saying it's third down, even though the side says number 2.
The clock says
McMullen
second.
back to pass, 5-step drop, going to the far sideline. A couple of receivers. It bounces off the hands of Alonzo Nelson into the stands, incomplete. Fourth down now and 15 from the 20. His family arena is about as quiet as I have heard it all night, maybe all season.
Yeah, this is before DJ Prue fired up the music. You could hear a pin drop in here. I mean, Gerard Powell is from Kirkwood High School. He's a local hero and one of the studs on this stalwart defense. But you know what, though? The attack are undefeated. They won games without Gerard Powell. and they're going to have to regroup as a team, and they might, have a barn burner.
Well, they still got one more chance. It looks like 4th down and 15. Alonzo Nelson, the man in motion. Instead, the pitch back to Stanley. He runs the ball to the 15, the 10, and he just gets tripped up. He is called down as he tried to sell it as he tripped, but he was just taken down by Brandon Burke. So that one is spotted down. It looks like they'll give him up to the 7-yard line. Make that the 6.
His shoes threw me off. I thought someone threw a flag.
And this is 4th down now. This is 4th down now, so they did not credit the loss of down before. So it is now 4th down and 1 at the 6-yard line of Savannah.
I think the attack got something on that.
Oh, the attack definitely got a break, unless the penalty was for an illegal man downfield and not for intentional grounding earlier. But McMullen, in a quarterback, hands it off to Stanley. He barrels for the first down, stretching for the end zone, about a yard short. They'll probably call it down at the 1-yard line as Chad Stanley with about a 5-yard run. That's his 9th carry of the game. They're going to give him 4 yards on that one, so 9 carries, 57 yards. Chad Stanley filling in admirably with the St. Louis attack as both of their primary runners, Keenan Miller along with Darryl Grady Jr., both not dressed for the game, getting a little rest, maybe a little dinged up for the X-Bowl as they're trying to rest up, as it looks like that has been the last play of the third quarter.
Yep.
After 3 quarters of play, it is St. Louis Attack 62, Savannah Steam 20. You're listening to St. Louis Attack football on TalkSTL.com.
You're listening to TalkSTL.com, the home of St. Louis Attack football. A broken phone means hassle to some. To others, catastrophe. Don't replace it, repair it. CPR has 8 area locations to fix it and get you on your way. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com. Your phone has water damage? CPR can fix it. Cracked screen? CPR can fix it. Broken tablets, laptops, game systems, or any other device? CPR can fix it. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com. 8 locations in the St. Louis Metro. Cellphone repair-stlewis.com to find a store near you. CPR can fix it.
Hey, y'all. Join us, Talk STL, as our live country music show is happening this Saturday, 7 o'clock at Brewski's Highway K in O'Fallon. Here's the deal. 4 country singer-songwriters, Nicole Dawn, a Nashville recording artist, also James Breedwell, songwriter for Blake Shelton, Florida Georgia Line, as well as artist on The Voice and American Idol. Local artist Billy Berry will be there recording a live CD of his greatest hits, and Yankee Barbecue. How about that? Going to entertain classic blues rock songs. So join us this Saturday. Mosey on down to Brewski's at Highway K in O'Fallon. It's Talk STL's Billy Bash this Saturday. Milt.
If you're listening to my voice right now, you're on the internet. The net is our lifeline. Without it, we're dead in the water. That's why TalkSTL.com uses J&B Technologies. They create and sell high-quality computers, desktops, and network servers. They also provide customer support and repair should something go wrong. J&B Technologies provides in-house and on-site repair for all computer makes and models, and they have the staff to back it up. If the internet is your lifeline, like TalkSTL.com is to us, use the best, J&B Technologies, jbtech.com, or call 314-993-5528. J&B Technologies.
Hey, it's Coach from my friends at Rookie's Bar and Grill, here to tell you about some of their all-day specials. And believe me, there are plenty. Mondays and Thursdays feature a pitcher of beer and 20 wings for only $14.99. On Tuesdays, you can enjoy a bucket of beer for $9. And Bud Select long necks are only $2 all day Wednesday. Happy hour weekdays from 2 to 6, and don't forget about those $1.75 16-ounce drafts during every Cardinals, Blues, Rams, and Mizzou sporting event that you can watch on one of their 9 big screens. You will never miss a game at Rookie's Bar and Grill. Same location, different address, 15358 Veterans Memorial Parkway in...
This is St. Louis Attack football with Todd Blackstock and Mike McNeil on TalkSTL.com.
And welcome back to St. Charles Family Arena. Going into the fourth quarter, the St. Louis Attack are leading the Savannah Steam 62-20. No, I am not Todd Blackstock. I am not Mike McNeil, but Todd Blackstock is over to my left along with Gary B. I'm David Solomon. You can follow me on Twitter at SolomonSide. That's SolomonSide. And, well, it's the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth, which means it's also time for the Solomon Report. St. Louis Attack splitting time between 2 quarterbacks. Mike McMullen, 5 of 10 passing, 99 yards, 3 touchdowns. Robert Kent also getting some time, 5 of 10, 57 yards and a touchdown. But perhaps the most notable performers, Darrell Dunston, 2 catches for 25 yards and both touches going for touchdowns. And Jordan Stark really stepping up on the offense for 4 receptions, 75 yards, and a touchdown. But kind of a somber note, the defense has been dominating, but Gerard Powell left the game with a gruesome lower body injury, as right now we are back in action. Mike McMullen with the snap back to Chad Stanley. The second effort, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, St. Louis attack. Chad Stanley with the 2-yard touchdown run. That gives him 59 yards on the evening, his 3rd touchdown of the game, and the St. Louis attack lead the Savannah Steam 68-20, 14:57 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? I thought nice blocking on the left side and great effort by the running back to get in the end zone and 48-point lead.
Well, Corey Adamson struggled a little on first chances. Mike McMullen, a new holder. He's going to try to nail it through the uprights again. McMullen having to make a last-minute adjustment on the snap, and that proved to be the difference as Corey Adamson getting a late start. Just shanked that one to the left. Point after, no good. But the St. Louis attack are still just 32 points away from hitting the century mark with 14:36 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, in that particular situation, the snap came in. It was angled away, or I should say toward the holder, different than it was before. It used to be away from the holder, and he was hooking it. This time it was toward the holder, being a left-footed kicker. The ball went to the far left this time.
Well, long snapping is just one of those arts, because I've had a couple friends who are long snappers, whether it be at the high school or even trying out at the college level as a walk-on. There are just so many finite aspects of long snapping where it's unlike any other position, where it's just so specialized. Chris Massey, we were spoiled with him here with the Rams. Another good one, Jake McCoy. So many factors, whether it comes to spin, rotation, getting the laces just right. When a long snapper goes down, it is not an easy task to replace him, as Corey Adamson now getting set to kick off with 14:36 to go here in the 4th quarter. As Adamson, he will be your post-game interview if he ends up playing receiver, but Adamson instead boots this one. This one's online, goes out of the end zone, 4 yards deep. Look at the hands of these fans. I mean, not only do we have the best fans in baseball in St. Louis, best fans in football, given all they've had to go through, we might have the best hands in football in the stands here at the Family Arena.
I'd say it's quite impressive out here. There's a great lineup. These are all football fans. These kids are out here. It's Memorial Day weekend. They could be heading down to the lake, but they're here at St. Louis Attack Football supporting the cause, and it's great live, fun action.
And it's no surprise that they're kicking the ball into the stands each and every time. They don't want the opposing team to come running back, possible have some kind of an injury to the attack. So every time the ball is kicked into the stands, 3-4 rows into the stands.
All right, Savannah with the ball.
New quarterback in for Savannah.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 20-yard line. 14 minutes to go in the ball game. Snap back. Quarterback rolling to the right side. He's got a little bit of room, and he's tackled down at the 23-yard line.
Wow.
The short gain.
Sean Martinez, he had been playing some center, hadn't he?
Yeah, Sean's the kicker, the tight end.
Was he number 50?
The defensive end.
He's doing everything.
The center, now he's the quarterback.
Yeah, he's listed as a kicker, tight end, defensive end. Now add quarterback to the repertoire.
I heard that somewhere. But anyway, 55, Matt Kennedy is back snapping the ball to the new quarterback.
You know, it's just a shame. I mean, I don't want to beat this to death, but they've got their 3rd quarterback in for the game. And I'm sure at this point,
he just got nailed.
Murdered. He got his helmet knocked off. I'm just saying, at this point in the game, I think the attack are very upset. You know, they're just coming back and they're bringing it right now. They're going to win this game handily for their comrade Gerard Powell.
Bernard Quinn got in there and just popped the quarterback and knocked his hat off a couple of yards.
About getting him out of there. I talked to him before the game. He walked over and said, "Hi, Todd." I said, "Are you going to be playing?" He goes, "I'll be playing a couple series. I'll be playing a little bit." I thought he would probably be coming out of the game. But there's two sides of the story. Now, without Powell, do you have to keep him in there?
You only have so many guys, and you can't let Savannah, even if they don't have a true quarterback, you can't let them just rack up the points and run all over you. Best you can hope for is just to run down some clock.
All right. So Martinez in the shotgun. He's got a good snap. 3-step drop. He gets killed. He gets nailed back to the 12-yard line as a host, Jason Nolan on that.
Christopher Cooper will probably get credit for that sack.
Gosh.
And they're going to be nice. They're going to say his forward progress was at the 16th.
These guys are breathing fire in this defensive front.
Well, right now, Martinez is having a hard time just getting the ball and getting it into his hands. It's coming into his hands as he is in the shotgun position, but the ball is fluttering around in his hands. He cannot get the grip. By that time, the attack are just all over him.
I want to know where Palmer is. Did he get hurt? Was there a problem? I mean, they scored a little bit.
He's on the bench. His helmet is off, but he's on the bench standing. So it doesn't look like that he's shaken up or in the training room.
He looks pissed off.
I would be pissed off, too, if I had to deal with the abuse that he's had to take.
He's taking a lot of abuse, but he's a lot faster than Martinez.
But at this point, do you really want to have another guy? Do you really want to take a 12-hour bus ride if you're a little guy and having to keep your foot elevated or your leg? I think at this point, self-preservation is a big key.
Well, right now, the coaching staff of the Steam right now cannot even get a play called. The center had his helmet off. He ran all the way back to the bench, and by that time, the referee was kind of nice and started the clock again. But finally, they ended up taking a timeout. So they're in big disarray down there, the Steam are.
At this point, I think it's beneficial for both teams just to get this game over as soon as possible. Savannah Steam, I don't want to underplay their effort. Just a great job, a lot of fight, adverse conditions, just an uphill battle. I mean, imagine not being able to play a home game.
Well, anytime you have a 12-hour bus ride, you leave at 9 o'clock at night, you show up at 9 a.m., then you got to get a couple hours of sleep and then play a football game. And they did come out with heart. They came out with inspiration. They lost their quarterback early, and it's been a downhill battle ever since.
Very much so, as it looks like we're going to play this fourth down, and after that, I just want to see the attack eat up some clock.
It's time, yeah. I want number 28 to get the ball a lot.
A lot of running.
All right, bad snap, it's low, and the quarterback sacked down the 7-yard line. He's got no wheels.
Cooper, 2 sacks on this drive.
I mean, he's a gamer for going out there, but, I mean, he's got no wheels. No. These guys, he's just not fast enough.
But again, as I keep saying, by the time he actually gets the ball in his hands, the defense of the attack are all over his body there. So now the attack take over on the Steam's 8-yard line. 11 minutes, 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The attack up 69-20. So the attack feeling good. And hopefully, David, they don't feel too cocky out there. You see him dancing around and being cocky between each play, and that's not good.
Yes, and this just in, we have our official attendance of the evening here at Family Arena. 4,473 fans. Great crowd on the night when the Cardinals played, although you should have come here if you were watching that game because the Cardinals fell to the Cincinnati Reds 5-3. But right now, the attack take over. Robert Kennan at quarterback, pitching it back to Marcus Dickinson. The defensive back marches in for the touchdown. 10-yard touchdown run. Marcus Dickinson throwing the fans a souvenir. It's a party at Family Arena. Attack up 75-20 as the march to the century mark rolls on.
That's right. They're 3/4 of the way there, Gary.
Nothing fancy. It's just a pitch out to the right side. Great blocking. Stark on the far or on the near side here. Put a good block on a defensive back of the Steam, and an easy romp into the end zone for 6 more points.
And the clock continues to roll. We're under 10-15 to go here in the fourth quarter.
A new holder.
Robert Kent, the holder. Adamson with the kick. It is up, and it is good right down central.
I would have had Robert Kent probably as the holder all game long.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know, I'm not one of the all-time touchdown receiving legends like Coach Chris McKinney in the in Arena football.
Coach didn't ask you? He didn't
ask me. He didn't check in. He knows what he's doing. He's a great coach. He was a great player. And now it seems like everybody's off kilt a little bit after the Powell injury. But, you know, it's 76 points, 24 to the century mark, and I'm sure that the attack would love to attain that number tonight.
Maybe even take advantage of the final minute. The X rules in effect when all the scoring is doubled. Maybe get a pick 8 that turns into a pick 16, assuming that Savannah even throws the ball.
We'll find out right now as Adamson's teeing the ball up. He's got it down at the end zone, and let's see where this one flies. Look at all the fans. They're pumped over here in the because he pulls it a little bit on the right side here in the end zone. There's a large contingent of individuals trying to get a souvenir.
He's been consistently pulling the ball. Let's see if he continues that.
Oh, this one he blasted off the wall into the crowd. And the man in blue with great hands, once again, as you alluded to earlier, the great hands by these St. Louis Attack fans.
In the third row, so it comes out to the 20-yard line of the Steam where they're going to be taking over.
Well, let me just add that that's one of the advantages. You may see that, free tickets for general admission. You do have to pay a little extra to sit in the first 7 rows at these Attack games. But, how often do you get an authentic, professional football? I used to have one of those balls from the River City Rays. It was one of I wore it out because it was just so fun. It's just the right size for those of us who aren't elephants and have gigantic paws. It's just perfect for the kids. Great souvenir. It's just one of the fun factors of being up close and personal here at Family Arena.
David, how many balls do they go through during a game?
Oh, at the Rage, it got to the point sometimes where we almost would run out by the end of the season. We would almost have to offer the fans an alternative souvenir.
Yeah, you got to give like a trip.
So each game, they'd have like 50 balls available, and that's what it turns out to be. As they have a little trivia up on the board, and Todd Blackstock has
we got our
the
fans
answers.
over here helping us out.
And he's got the fans to our right.
Well, it was a trick. It was actually a trick question, not a trick question, but if you're really up close, in other words, if you were buying one of those seats in the first couple rows, you can see on the Steam's jerseys, they still have the jerseys from when they were in Pennsylvania. You can see Pennsylvania Steam on the jerseys.
Well, I tell you what, these guys aren't rich. This is. A lot of these players
purely for the love of the game.
$50 a game, and you got your marquee players, but when a team is in disarray, you think their highest priority is to change uniforms midstream? I'm impressed that they're playing these games. You move cities, you don't get a home game, and you still have the heart and guts to take these 12, 16-hour bus rides to come into a hostile environment like this.
Very much so. As Martinez in at quarterback, and he completes his first pass of the game. A little 5-yard completion. Kelvin Irving with the reception.
Yeah, Kelvin helped him out again. Went down about 7 yards, came back 2 yards, and he was able to catch this ball on the run, going the wrong way, but then turned the corner and then picked up a few more yards up to about midfield.
Give him 4 yards on that one. It'll be second down. I'm going to call it second down and 6. They're calling it second down and 5 here at the Family Arena. Whatever it is, it's second down and long. And Sean Martinez, jack of all trades. If we had a Hard Hat Award winner, I would give it to him.
No doubt.
Martinez with the high snap, throwing. It gets it tipped away. Antonio Nelson, gets it off those paws, was looking to maybe get the pick 8, but instead he deflects it out of harm's way, away from Kelvin Irving. Third down and 6 for the Steam.
Martinez did a good job. Again, he's getting this ball, and every time he is backing up, throwing on his back leg, on his heels, and he's tossing it in the general area. But he's got a pretty good idea where he's going, and he's pretty accurate. Unfortunately, for the Steam, it was knocked away on that particular sequence.
Well, the Steam quarterbacks have always been having to throw from their back foot because of guys like Bernard Quinn and Christopher Cooper applying pressure all night. As Martinez again, flat-footed, throws it into the stands, and one of the balls from the ball toss come out on the field. That is incomplete. Fourth down and 6.
And joining us right now is the St. Louis Attack Director of Communications and Media, Brad Cleveland. And Brad, we just wanted to get a little update. You said that you had a chance to speak with Gerard after his injury, and what's going on with that?
He's got a little bit of ice. It's a little sore. He said he'll be fine, and he should be ready for the X-Bowl championship game in 3 weeks.
He's a football player.
When he was on the field, though, and he was down, he made a movement like a writhing pain and a very frustrated one that he knew he was at least out for this game. The way he looked, the way he was carried off, it looked like an ACL, and he could be out for the year.
Yeah, that's it.
Scary moment.
Scary that it was. Thought it might be a knee, but.
Fourth down and 5. High snap. Martinez. He gets taken down again. Christopher Cooper, his third sack of the game. All coming here in the second half. Attack get a point, and they take over on downs.
Yeah. So Brad's with us from the St. Louis Attack. a game like this, you want to keep your guys playing. They stay sharp. I know Mike McMullen was like, I'm playing. Bernard Quinn's like, I got to play. They're begging the coach to stay in.
Yeah.
But at what point do you think you want to get some of these guys out of the game to preserve them for the Expo?
I think if it was less than a 3-week break, I think we'd be taking them out. But, it's 3 weeks of practice. You're naturally, going to get a little bit rusty. So you want to keep them in and just, hope for the best and hope nobody gets hurt.
Absolutely. Plus, the other dilemma you have, how many guys do you even have? It's not like you have a 53-man roster. You only go so deep, especially at positions. It's not like you're going to have Corey Adamson playing on the defensive line, although it looks like he will be in the game at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm sure he's one of the happiest people out there right now. He's been begging to play receiver all year.
Well, you have Jason Null, too, so if he gets hurt, you still have a good kicker.
Exactly.
Well, I've guaranteed you all, if Corey Adamson gets a touchdown, and he gets the pass, it might be considered a run because it was backwards, but Corey Adamson takes it from the 20, gets out to about the 11. Corey Adamson, if you get a touchdown, you will be our Palminios player of the game.
He got slammed into the boards there, and I like
He's
Corey's
a soccer
fun.
player.
He's a soccer player. He's like Greg Zerline. He's out there. But, he's a jovial guy. It's fun to see guys on your team with personalities. And the communication director, you got Mike McMullen and Corey and Bernard Quinn. These guys are fun. DeAndre Jackson, they have personalities, and they bring a lot to the team, and they're great in the community.
Corey's great in the community. He'll come to any event I ask him to if he's available. And, we've probably, him and myself, have been to 50 events over the past few months throughout the end of the ambush season and beginning of the attack. That's one of the things we pride ourselves on, is being as many events as we can.
And Ken in the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, St. Louis Attack. We're up 83-20. How about that?
Brian Lowry, the defensive back, with the 11-yard strike, his second touchdown of the game.
All right, we're with Brad Cleveland. Brad's with the St. Louis Attack Communications Director, and you got a lot of big things coming up, Brad. You're very excited about not only the Expo, but the banquet coming up and all that. What should we expect? Are you going to have a big party? Can we come?
I'll do my best to get you guys there, but
can you slip us in the back door, as your broadcast partners?
It's going to be a good event. We're going to do some of the awards for the whole league, personal and team awards.
PAT is good.
Then they're going to have a great chance. We're going to have all the players from both teams out at Mercy Children's Hospital, meeting with the kids and having have them cheer up some kids and get out in the community that way. And
will this be open to the public? Or is it a private event?
It's going to be, as far as I know right now, I'm still ironing out the details and everything, location and all that. But I know the players are super excited to get to the hospital and visit with the kids and stuff. And then hopefully June 15th we can start our trophy tour out in the community and get that out.
You guys can make your tour around town. Well,
definitely.
There's a lot of great St. Louis products out here on the field with the Attack, and we really thank you for your efforts and your help here. And we wish you the best of luck, and let's bring this championship home.
I'd like to thank you guys too. You guys are great on the air. If I wasn't here, I know I'd be listening and watching. So
that's what we always say. Right. If you're unable to come to the game, come to talkstl.com, and we're going to do all we can. We have Chris McKinney on our show after every game as the Steam bring back the ball. Nice run back up to the 20-yard line, banged into the wall, but we try to do whatever we can. Chris McKinney calls in our show on Tuesday nights and gives updates, and we're fighting in the trenches for you guys, and we hope we can continue this.
Oh, me too. You guys have been great partners, and build on it.
All right, Brad Cleveland, Communications Director. Attack's party.
Yeah.
So 2:53 to go. 84-20, 64-point lead with 2:43 to go and counting here in the ball game. And is Palmer back in the game?
No,
the Steam
is
has
not in the
changed
game.
quarterback. This
is Courtney Reese, the defensive back.
So this will be the Steam's fourth quarterback of this game.
Right now it's just a matter of survival for the Steam. Attack players are dancing. They can smell it. They can smell the perfect regular season just in the horizon. It's in the. You can see it. You can feel it. You can breathe it. And with that, with almost 2 minutes to go, I'm heading downstairs. Todd and Gary, take it away for the rest of this one.
All right, it looks like a big sack for the Attack down to the 3-yard line. Jason Null will be in on that. 1:54 to go in the ball game. Dave Solomon heading down for the post-game report. Scotty Boom Boom over here. Well, Scotty's basically in the books, 84-20. What are your thoughts here late in this ball game?
I don't know. Last minute, the points double. They still have a chance, I think.
Mathematically, they do.
I think they're out of steam this season, buddy. They've had a rough go at it with moving from
Savannah's
Pennsylvania.
out of steam.
Yeah.
Good one.
I definitely think that's where they're headed for this one. And, the Attack's had a great season. It looks great that they're finishing the regular season undefeated. I'd like to see them go 9-0 and bring home the X-Bowl championship there on June 14th.
Well, I think he was just a little bit offsides over there. The wide receiver on the far side. Gary's about 4 yards offsides.
40.
40?
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, they got a long way to go for a first down. A minute 12, as you mentioned, so a lot could not happen in a minute and 12 seconds.
I mean, anytime you're up 64 points,
yeah.
I think you should have some cushion. It's nice to hear that Brad spoke with Gerard Powell, and he said he was okay. And with 3 weeks to go, I mean, sprained ankles, you can be back in 3 weeks. Hopefully that's all it is. But, there's ligament damage. A lot of times it's better to have a broken bone than torn ligaments. Because ligaments, they're torn, they're shredded.
Yeah.
You got a piece of back that's got to grow back. A bone, if it snaps clean, stick it back in there, 3 weeks down the road, you're good to go.
Looks like the referees are looking for some more footballs.
They're out of balls.
They're looking for the red ball because we got a minute of play left. They're looking
good call, Scotty.
Yeah.
He's paying attention. The X-ball.
That's right.
I thought they were just fleecing one of the fans from their souvenir.
The points are now doubled in the last minute of the game.
That's right.
They only need to score 10 points or 10 touchdowns.
Todd, that's why he is on this broadcast.
I learned it from watching you.
If he's not, we're not.
All right, here we go. Showtime.
All right, here we go. Movement on the left side. There's a flag on the play. And their quarterback throws the ball past the line of scrimmage. So there's going to be 2 fouls in this play.
Well, they never threw a penalty flag.
No, they threw one. They kind of dropped it in his pocket for the offsides over there.
Somebody else got hurt down here. I don't know if it's a Steam player. We cannot see. He's out of our.
Oh gosh! Here comes the guys from Mercy. You got another injury down here.
Yeah, I did not see here. Who is it? It's the 22.
Well, that's not good. 22 is.
Oh no, it's not 22.
Antonio Nelson's 22, but.
And I think it was a Steam player also.
I think he's out cold was what he was saying. He was unconscious.
Well, nonetheless, the St. Louis Steam, the St. Louis Attack, Brian Lowry's having a good time over here on the sideline. Slapping hands. A lot of camaraderie with the players and the fans because the players know that the fans are coming out and supporting them. And, I mean, there's nothing like this. The fans are out there supporting this, and the players are having fun, and this is pure entertainment.
And what's really neat about it, over 4,400 people are here tonight on a Friday night.
On a meaningless game.
A Friday night, the weekend starting here, Memorial Weekend. Right down the street in O'Fallon, there's a baseball game going on, which is broadcasted by the network here. I'm downtown.
St. Louis Cardinals are playing right now in Cincinnati, so a lot of people are watching that.
Yep. And anyway, so there's a lot of other things going on. So we applaud a lot of the fans that come in to watch the Attack here as well.
47 seconds left. And this doesn't look good. So, Gary, looks like this might be a minute. What are your thoughts on the game? And
well, overall, again, we kept talking about should the Attack keep their first-string quarterback, Mike McMullen, in there. Well, they did for a while, but then they brought in the second-string quarterback, Robert Kent, in order to give him a little bit of experience, or I should say a little bit more feel, the little touch, because when he first came into the game in the second quarter, he ended up really didn't have the touch, but eventually got it throughout the game.
Well, Courtney Reese was the injured player for the Savannah Steam, and he looks a little groggy right now as he's walking off. To me, it looks like a head injury because I don't think he knows where he is right now.
No, he got popped along the near side here, and that's why we couldn't even see him. He was
He went into the boards hard.
Up against the board. He's going into the attack locker room right now, going in that way. A lot of people are saying, wait a minute, he's going to the wrong bench. Well, they're taking him in for observation.
It's quicker.
Yeah.
Go that way. I mean, the attack guys are going to get out of the way. And
oh, yeah.
Come on through, brother.
That's respect. That's respect.
That is. And the St. Louis Attack are very respectful. They're a very classy organization.
Well, Gary B., on behalf of Talk STL, we really appreciate you joining us for the broadcast. I hope you're going to make it out for the X Bowl with us and join Todd, myself, and Dave again for the final game.
Yeah, look forward to the party as a ball gets thrown onto the field, but that's okay. But look forward to the party on the 13th as well.
Yeah, that needs to be addressed because that's a ball someone's going to turn an ankle on. And Kelvin Williams grabs that.
And that's gonna take care of it, Mr. Todd. 4, 3, 2.
And undefeated 7-0 season for your St. Louis Attack. 84-20 victory out here at the St. Charles Family Arena on the banks of the Missouri River. It's a beautiful day.
We got Dave on the sideline there too.
And Dave's down there. We're just going to wait for our signal with him. And we're going to have to come up with our Paul Minio player of the game. Paul Minio, 333 Westport Plaza. Give Bridget Minio a call at 314-878-8180 to make your reservations. We have large groups, banquet rooms, great happy hours, friendliest bartender in town. Plus, you've got the chef, James. You've got John. You've got Sean. You've got Michael Clark. So many great employees. And Gary, you've been known to stop into Paul Minio's from time to time.
And you forgot
every Wednesday.
You forgot Todd. Todd is there as well.
Oh, well, they call me John.
John, okay, John. But yeah, you're right. Paul Minio's there. Happy hour is super, and great food there. If you like filet mignon, get the stuffed filet mignon with crab. Incredible.
All right, right now we're going down to our sideline reporter, Dave Solomon.
All right, guys, David Solomon with you on the field, and I've got our Paul Minio's player of the game, Bernard Quinn. First off, what does it mean to finish the regular season undefeated?
Hey, first and foremost, God be the glory.